I'm feeling reckless, so I'm trying to do a different setup than I normally do. Jeez. Anyway, I'm here. An hour later than I thought I was going to be, but you know, that's scheduling in this house. This is why, like, they always recommend on Twitch, go and, like, you know, schedule your when you're going to live stream so people know when you're going to be here. And I'm like, dude, I can't do that. I don't even know when I'm going to be here. How can I expect anyone else to keep track of it? Anyway, so I'm going to get my stuff set up here. Got our trailer list here. I wouldn't have made this because I was looking for other ones, and the problem was finding ones that had them in the order I wanted them. And also because, to give a little context here, so I'm going to do a reaction video compilation here. Got 75 videos to get through, oh my gosh. I know most of them aren't very long, so it probably won't take very long. But so what we're going to be doing tonight, and I'm also, got my computer here. Got headphones. First time using those. I had to dig them out so I don't get feedback in my mic. Professional streamer now, right? Getting all the tech stuff going. Anyway, so reason behind this. Like I said, I'm going to be trying to give Genshin Impact another try. I spoke about it much earlier on my crochet stream. This is the gamer part of the program. So we're going to go, and I'm going to watch all the trailers, and then I found this nice little tier list on, you know, tier list maker that has all the trailers. I'm going to rank them because, like I said, I have a very love-hate relationship with Genshin Impact as far as I love the property, have trouble loving the game, and I would like to change that. So a friend of mine, I did convince her to try Star Rail, which is, you know, the title of this thing. I am a very strong fan of Honkai Star Rail, which is another Hoyoverse game. And I convinced her to play that, or at least to give it another try, so in good faith, I'm going to try and give Genshin Impact another try, and with my, you know, wonderful neurodivergent brain, I can't just jump into something and expect it to work, so I have to extensively research it first. So this is the hope to try and get a bit more hyped about the game, to remember the characters I enjoy and like. So we're going to start with the character demos. So I had to go and do a little outside research for my friend. Told me that there are actually like 3 different kinds of trailers when it comes to Genshin Impact. So you have the character teasers, which apparently are the ones that tell you more stories-based stuff. You have the character demos, which are supposed to be introducing how the character works, like gameplay-wise and stuff like that. And then, like, you have the story trailers, which are supposed to be like, you know, telling stories that either happen outside of the main game canon, or that are, like, giving the overworld lore and stuff like that. So we're going to start with the character demos. The reason we're starting with the character demos is, first of all, there's far more of these. So there's more characters I'm going to cover. As opposed to the character teasers, there's a lot less. So if this video does well, then maybe I'll go back, do another round. If people enjoy this, then maybe I'll go and do all the character teasers as well. Because I would like to do that. I'm usually someone who is more based on it. But the reason I'm doing the demos is because I'm trying to judge the characters not based on stories. What we're going to try and accomplish today is I'm going to be watching these trailers, because I'm going to do a comparison between these trailers and the trailers of Star Rail, because I would love to do a compilation of Star Rail trailers. So here I'm just looking at them for, like, we'll take a look at our little thing. And I more or less, you know, these, more or less I'm going to agree with these rankings things. So we got S, A, B, C, D, F. And I kind of agree with these rankings. So, you know, just take my money here as ideas like, okay, the trailer has good music, it shows off the character well, gives them a few glamour shots, and, you know, good animation. Maybe even a storyline. Storyline in the trailer is great. That would be an S tier. I know someone who's already going to be at S tier because it's the only demo I've ever watched of Genshin Impact. I know a lot about this game, but I've never watched anything besides 2 of the demos. So I'm kind of going into this blind. A would be, like, I think, would be, like, right underneath that. Like, it probably has, like, 3 of the 4 elements. Like, you know, it might have good character design, good, like, gameplay stuff, and maybe good animation, but it's too short. Or maybe it's, like, it has, you know, the music's good, the visuals are good, the character's voice is annoying. Going to be a bit subjective. B, very well made, mean a functional trailer. It tells you what you need to do, it tells you what you need to know about the character, and it gives you an idea of what sort of, like, unit they are. You know, it's functional, it works. C, average, too short. So obviously too short is going to be there's not enough time to give it the information you need. Or I think C, average, would also be like it tells you what you need to do, but it clearly wasn't trying as hard as it could have. You know, again, that would be at my decent tier. Like, well, it's okay, but it's not doing a lot. D can be improved. Obviously, those would be the trailers. That'll probably be the ones that be like, okay, you had an interesting concept here, you didn't act on it, and so it was kind of boring. Or the thing that's going to be for me in like the animation department, because I'm also going to look at this as not only a fan of Star Rail, but also a fan of JRPGs, a fan of animation. You know, I'm not an animator, but I analyze the heck out of it whenever I watch it. So I'm going to kind of be looking at it from that. I'm going to look at it from a little bit of a story perspective, just my particular interests and expertise. And I'm probably going to forget all these rankings 3 videos in, so don't hold me to it. And F, obviously, I like that it says didn't age well, so this is probably going to be for some of the like older characters, but like that's going to be for like, this trailer's not telling me anything, it's not very good. And that's going to be for for any characters I don't like, because I'm going to generally judge this based off the character demos. That's why I'm not doing the teasers, because I want to do this based off of story. Or based off of whether I know the character, like the character, and stuff like that. I want to see like how well does this trailer sell me on wanting to buy this character, because that's what these demos are for. They're essentially trying to get me to buy their product. You know, so that's what we're going to be ranking on, and there's quite a few of them to get through. So we're going to start here. Let me plug in my headphones here. Make sure these work. Again, I had to dig them out. These came with my PS5. I have not used them in years. So, I had to make sure my computer still had a headphone jack. How many people's computers don't have headphone jacks anymore? Anyway, so what we're going to try and do here. Device is headphone. Anyway, so going to try and do this, and I'm going to try and keep my analysis generally of each character trailer. Like, I might set a timer depending on how much I talk, because I'm going to try and keep it quick, because I have a lot of videos to get through. So, 5 to 7 minutes maybe at most for every character trailer. And obviously, if we have any people who are fans of Genshin Impact in the thing, or not fans of Genshin Impact, and want to give comments in the chat, I will do that, and I'll try and check those between videos. So, this is also going to be fascinating, because I know a lot of these characters by appearance. Because again, I've been in the Genshin Impact fandom for years. I only have tried the game probably collectively for 4 months, over the period of 2 years. So I've not played much of the game. I don't know much of the games in there, so it means that I know a lot of these characters by appearance, or by power, or a lot of cases by ship. That is one thing I'm going to say. As I go through each character trailer, I'll just give a brief recap on what I know of the character, if I know anything about the character, just to give an idea of where I'm coming into this mentally. But I've not heard like any of their voices before, so it's going to be fascinating. And fingers crossed for no annoying female voice actresses. But I've already looked a little bit at the list. There's a lot of like kid-like characters. A little nervous for that, but we're going to see how this goes. So, all right. For this first one, just let me know if you can hear it or not. I want to make sure it's coming through okay. So we're going to start off very beginning here. Oh, I have to turn my sound off a little bit. Okay, so chat, give me a heads up if you can't hear anything. I'm going to turn off subtitles. I don't need subtitles. All right. So first we have Kaya. I do know who he is. He's in the very first area of the game. So I already know a little bit about him. Not a ton. He's Ice Guy, and who reminds me of Niles from Fire Emblem. And aka, for some reason, you always have these like gay archer characters that have the eye patch and the seductive voice. So we'll see what it says for his trailer in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Cool. Pause that there. No audio? Yeah, I thought so. I'm going to try it again. I have to make sure my, Give me a second. I thought that was going to happen. Give me a second. So what part didn't come the audio? Is it my voice or is it from the video? Because I thought it was going to do that once I plugged in the headphones. So is it having issues with the audio of the video or is the audio of my voice? Which audio isn't coming through correctly? Video? Yeah, I thought so. Give me a second. I'll watch it again. It's a short one. Fortunately, that means I have to get up. So I'm going to still be here. Just not going to be on the camera because I'm doing this myself. Solo streamer, baby. Anyway. Alright. HDMI cord's going through. Okay, we're going to have to test run a few things here just to make sure the videos work going forward. Alright, let's see here. Let's go back to the... Let me go get some of the ambiance music back so people can tell me if they can hear that or not. Because I don't want to... I did this last time. I tried to put a random video up, and then I got copyright claimed because I was accidentally playing a movie in the background. So... let's see here. That's my ad. Very loud. I tell you, these headphones are giving me really good audio. I can hear them very well. Okay. Desktop. Oh. Because the AverMedia is not coming through. Okay. That's going in. That's going in. Give me a second. Don't you love figuring things out on the fly like this? It'd be helpful if I had anyone here who had any idea what they're doing besides me, but it's just me, so we're gonna see. Let me pull out the manual thing. Tell me the given time and you start hearing things. Because I got the new capture card, so I have to see how to use it. Okay. That's coming through there. Alright. Nope, that's not one. Okay, I see where it's coming through. I just don't know why there's nothing playing right now. Because it should be coming through here. The first thing I needed definitely was a slowdown of... See, the thing is, when I play this normally on my PC, you guys can hear it. All I did was move the PlayStation cord into my laptop. Let me check my computer settings. Alright. Just let me know if you start hearing random music in the background, because that means the music turned on. Where's my sound going to? Someone who's more put together would probably have tested this earlier.
Alrighty, I'm here.
They said there's no sound coming through my computer.
Okay. Well, sit on your thing, and I will help with what I can. Have a seat, my lady. I'm here. Why aren't you watching it on the TV?
Because isn't that just going to feed back into the mic, since our mic's sensitive?
That's fine. Sit on your thing. Go on your camera. Get out of here, punk.
I can hear it through my thing, but I can't.
Thanks.
No one can hear it on the other end.
Listen, sit down. I will figure this out. I don't know how this works, but I will figure it out.
That's an interesting way to. That is an interesting way to spell her name.
Who's?
Madeline.
Madeline. Hey, it's phonetically it makes sense. Madeline. You know what? She went. How long have you been at Wake Christian, Eliza? Good question. I just want to do some research.
Mine's got theory.
Mm-hmm. Because Olivia also went to Wake Christian for a long time. I can't spell, so yeah, exactly. How long have you been at Wake Christian? Quick cue.
Yeah, I did some in Madeline.
I'm here.
She sent the SOS over text, be like, help. I had a plan and now it's falling through already.
No, you're fine.
Since kindergarten, she says.
That makes sense. It sounds, the way that they teach English and spelling there, I think is different than what they do at most other schools, because Olivia went there from a very young age and also can't spell. But Evie obviously has a degree in English, and I'm also very good at English.
We also had some insane middle school teachers.
But I think we all have a natural aptitude for English. Like, Elliot scored very high on his English as well, in his testing. But I think it's something about Wake Christian, the way they teach spelling, because Olivia also can't spell, but the other three of us are really good at English and also can spell. Just give me a second. Anyways, Evie, why don't you discuss fun, interesting things?
Sure, I guess. Right now I'm just trying to not be like...
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Well, the thing is, like, so we went out, and, this is my, let's see, they teach phonetics, and I never got past the way of spelling. Good at English and vocab, though I can't spell. This is also because I feel like spelling, as, like, things like spelling bees and stuff like that, just went out of style after a period of time. Like, past
also there's, like, hooked on phonics, but there's also phonetics. So it's, like, it's teaching it a different way. I'm gonna put this down for a minute.
Yeah.
So you can...
Cool.
Do that so you can
now
talk.
I also like the fact that her because she's the only one chatting, her name has changed each time, so we have like a full rainbow worth of real moon right now. So normally, we just plug the HDMI thing into the video game and it just happens. It's funny how
you're changing your audio output source, and also you're going from here to here versus here to here. Are you still going through the capture card?
Yeah.
That's good.
I don't know how else it would record.
Where's the other HDMI? So here.
It's currently plugged into the
It's going into
TV.
here, and then...
Anyway, so this was the reason we're a little late. I'm a little late tonight is because this was the one time a week when my family takes me out of the house so I can be a normal human being and go out amongst the society. And then I go out there for like an hour or sometimes 2 hours until I start feeling anxious and ill, and then I come back home because I'm a homebody. But anyway, that's also why we were late. Just because also I needed time to eat. I could watch it on the TV. I was afraid I wasn't gonna.
Let me think. I'm thinking. You just talk about Genshin things. Talk about. You know what? Here's a good one. Give us your prediction for who your favorite is going to be, and or what do you think some highlights are going to be? Like, who do you be like? I think Al Haytham's is going to be really cool and show off his muscles. I think the gamer one is going to be him gaming and doing backflips. And I think, Ridley is going to be awesome. Kind of stuff. Be like, I think his is going to be kind of like Beauty and the Beast because that's a French storybook. Like, give us some.
Now I just realized that her, like, one true love in Fire Emblem is also the person who voices Ridley and,
I also don't know if that's how you say his name.
I don't know either. They're all French. Who knows how they say their names? I can't. That's something I will get on. Like, that's the other thing you're going to get to see tonight is me trying to pronounce, like, I think a good 70% of the Genshin Impact names. I'm going to get it wrong. Heck, you started with Kaya. His name doesn't look like it's said that way from the way it's spelled. Like, I would spell that with an I, maybe, not an E. Especially not so many vowels. But, spoilers. I was ranking my tiers earlier about what tiers we're gonna rank all these different demos at, and the one that I'm for certain know is going to be up in the S tier will be Alhatham's demo, because like I said, I've watched one character demo, and that's Alhatham's demo. In fact, it was what got me back into being interested in Genshin Impact again. So that is entirely that's definitely going to be on the S tier. Now, if any other character demos can also get into the S tier, I don't know. Maybe some of the more modern ones. I don't have a lot of hope for the earlier ones, because honestly, I assume in the earlier stages of the game, they weren't worried about really being artsy about their trailers. They were probably just, trying to, in general, make trailers. Also, if at any given point you can hear...
I'm messing with some stuff, so just let me know, and if not, okay.
I was just going to say, if they start hearing audio on our end, I'll just let you know. If you randomly start hearing music in the back of Liza, let me know. I hear it coming from somewhere.
Coming from the headphones. Give me a second. I'm working on it.
They're actually very strong. I had to turn the volume down. Wow, this is actually... Man, when you have a set of headphones that actually work, it's incredible. How many people have headphones that you're just I remember, it's... Both Eliza and Sadie and, honestly, a lot of guard girls, the things that you guys put your, phones and headphones through is just amazing that they,
It's just youth. I used to do that when I was young, too, I believe.
But, well, no, it's just, when we're at guard practice, they would go and just chuck their phones straight into the dirt. And I'm like, aren't you worried about damaging their phone? Like, nah, it's been fine. Spiking their phones into the dirt. And I'm just like, alright, you guys do that, then. Also, if you want this is the guide to the,
I'm not gonna read that. I'm not gonna read things.
It just says what the ports do in the capture card. Anyway, so I'm definitely predicting I'm going to have... Hatham's definitely going to be in the S tier, because it's literally the thing I'm judging, every other demo I'm about to watch by, is I want something to either be of that quality or higher in order to reach the S tier. I don't know where all the rest of them are going to sit. I assume, again, a lot of the earlier ones, especially the ones that have the less interesting thumbnails. I've just said open ear headphones, and they have molded case that goes over it. I'm super overprotective of them, but will totally chuck my phone. Yeah, I know. I've seen you guys chuck your phones. I've seen all of you chuck your phones. But yes, do open ear headphones work? I tried a set of those. Elliot's tried a set of those, and he's a sound guy. I just... those are the ones that go, around your ear, right? And then, project into your ear, right? They're not, in your ear. That's what open ear, right? I know closed ear is, the bud, is, the ones
that... open ears were the ones that, they don't go in your ear.
Yeah, that's why I thought. They don't, Is that what open ear is? And also, do those work? Because I always assume, if they're just pointing into your ears, would they be less good at sound because they're not blocking out the sound around you? I'm just curious how that works. But, also, as I'm staring at your comments, just, English vocab, stuff like that, the only reason I was so into that as a younger human was, again, I don't understand people on a verbal level or a social level, so my way of, understanding things is research the heck out of it, so that's why I read a lot, that's why I, literally studied vocab words, was just so I could understand my JRPGs better. Mm-hmm. I was so into vocab because a lot of the words I learned in vocab, I would then go home and play Path of Radiance and be like, hey, there's that word I learned in vocab. I'm Englishing. Because, Soren's so smart, so he always had to use the really big words when he had to...
Talk now.
Can you hear me now?
Good.
Alright, sweet. Don't you love on-the-spot tech support?
You're okay.
We originally hired our brother to do this. Because he's a sound guy.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Technically, do I know how to do media legally? Yes.
Well, legally we both know how to do it. It's just a matter of whether we know...
Do I want to do it at this exact moment? No, because I was trying to do something else.
Same. She said my volume went way down.
Okay, give me 1 second. That's because I removed the mic and now you're hearing it through the camera. Try now.
Can you hear me now? Mally's trying to figure out where our volume's going because she's trying to figure out where the volume for the video is going to. All else fails, we'll call my dad.
No, okay, so there's that. How about, can you hear us better now? Is the microphone back?
She says no.
How about now?
Do you hear anything yet? I'm gonna continue.
Quadcast.
Yeah, Quadcast is our big mic. Okay, she says she can hear us now.
Are you hearing any music?
Do you hear music yet? Faintly? Well, we're getting somewhere.
I'm gonna play a louder video then.
She says she can hear it now.
Okay, give me 1 second.
She's gonna play a louder video. She says it sounds good. She's gonna play something that has a little bit more distinctive voices so you can understand.
Here we go.
You hear that?
We're watching YouTube Shorts.
I don't even know who this is. She says thumbs up. Praise.
Now let's test a Genshin.
Go to the first one.
This one?
The first tab. No, the one next to it.
This one?
Yes, that one. What's this cryo chapter? Can you hear this?
He's so Niles.
I know!
In case you're wondering, I need to show you who Niles is really quick.
Mal's going to show you Niles so you can see who are, like, no, not the way you...
How do you spell it normal? That's how I spell it in my Neopet.
Nile, like the river.
Oh, sorry.
Ness.
That's how I spell my Neopet one.
We're going to show
so
you...
I have a Neopet named Niles.
So, look this. This is a guy named Niles in Fire Emblem. And does this not have, like, the same exact vibe? Like... Does this character not have, like, the same vibe that Kaya does?
He's an archer as well. That's his character art, and then that's his 3D model. He's an archer.
But you can't... I know! It's the same person!
Except the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure Niles is, like... Well, it's also just a character thing. Because, like, I think he's a significantly older character, but that's also just, like...
No, I don't know how old Kaya is, because I literally met him
No,
and
I
then
meant,
disappeared.
like, the character was created before, I think, Genshin Impact
Oh,
was a
yeah,
thing.
way before. Genshin Impact's only, like, 5 years old at best.
Yeah, I was like, no, I think he was... And
This is
here's him
during
in
the
his
era of the
Halloween
3DS.
costume. You can't scroll too far because he does have just a very fun personality that I don't think is child safe. So I'd like to put on a safe search first before I scroll.
Honestly, I
too
don't...
much.
I don't know a lot about Kaya. Maybe he has... I don't know if he has a child safe.
Gross. Don't ship them. Ship Leo with me.
Anyway, but it's fine. When we saw Kaya the first time, when I started playing this game the first time, Matt's like, it's Niles!
That's so him, dude. Like, that's
Same
so
as
accurate.
Like, that's why we refer to it as the gay eye patch archer trope.
And he's got, like, the little fur thing. They're, like, the same thing. Anyway, so here's this. It
I don't know
should work. Text me if you have any more issues. I need to go down and do some... I'm doing inventory for our shop.
Good thing this has a long cord.
It is plugged, and the reason you can do it is you can't plug it in there because it changes what speaker comes up, but you can plug it into your capture card.
Fair enough.
So it works from the capture card. It's also on the TV if you want to watch it, so you don't need to full screen it unless you want to.
That's fine. Anyway.
If you have any issues, let me know.
So, we'll do this again. Starting it for real this time. But yes, do you see what we mean now? Niles is the character that we knew really well from Fire Emblem, and when we saw Kai, we're like, that's literally the same guy! But again, this is tropes of JRPGs and fantasy, in general, tend to, like, I mean, between Genshin Impact and Star Rail, they repeat a lot of the same tropes, so, you know. JRPGs tend to use a lot of the same tropes. It's not actually a bad thing. I think it's actually a strength of the genre, is that you can have easy recognizable, like, archetypes, and then the way that you change those archetypes is what's fascinating. Anyway, let's try this again. I don't mind watching it again because it's only 50 seconds. Okay, we good? Alright. Let's see. So now we're starting out. Kaya Cavalry Captain. Cryo Chapter. This is the first one, assumingly, of Genshin Impact. 3, 2, 1... Okay. So interesting. Not bad. Not much thoughts to say about this. Clearly, this is the first one. I'm not expecting miracles. This is. I imagine they released like probably 5 or so trailers just to start the game off. That were more advertising the game than they were advertising the character. So where are we gonna put that one? So let's find his trailer here. Where is? Here we go, Kaya. So where are we gonna put him? I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say. Being between C and D. Because I think the voice lines are good. I think that I really like the music in the background. The music of this one I did really like the musical theme. I don't know if that's his theme or if that's just a general Mondstadt theme. Did really like the theme of the background. I'll put him here. I'm gonna put him in the bottom, but I'm not gonna say he's terrible because I do think it's not bad. I don't dislike him as a character. This one's gonna be related for the ones that are bad trailers, but also I don't like the character. I do think he's cool. Like I've said before, Kai's one of the first characters in the area, and I know that because that's how far I got in the game, was to the tutorial area. And I remember seeing him and thinking, well, one, this looks like Niles, but also, this character looks interesting. You know, like there's more stuff to do. My biggest problem was that you meet him in Mondstadt, and then he just kind of disappears for the rest of the character quest. I'm like, where'd he go? I wanted to know more about this ice guy with an eye patch. You know? So we'll put it there. There wasn't much going on in the animation. It's pretty much just showing off his animations he does in game. It wasn't poorly done necessarily. It's just not doing anything. It's not telling any sort of story. It's basic. It's the early stuff. It's not doing a lot for me, but it's not bad necessarily. So that's fine. Okay, who we got next? Okay, this one says Fischl. Glan. Gosh, I don't. Glans der Nacht? I'm assuming that's German. Okay, what do I know about Fischl? Fischl. All I know about her is that her. Again, we were talking about Fire Emblem Mago. The other guy you saw with Niles a minute ago was there's another character named Owain or Odin who has this whole thing of talking in like the third person. He always does this. I'll have to. As long as we're at it, let me go ahead and look up. Sorry, I know I'm not gonna Google stuff for every trailer, but I just want to show. So you see this guy, like the way he like covers his face like this, and he's always talking like in these dark prophecies and like I must do these great things in order to save things. When I heard Fischl's voice lines for the first time when I was playing with her, she immediately reminded me of him. So that character can be kind of hit or miss. I've not used her. I tried to use her. I actually have her fully merged because of how many times I've pulled her in the game. But I don't really know anything about her. And I had trouble using her as a bow person. But I don't really know about her a lot character-wise. So let's see what there is about her here. 3, 2, 1. Oh, did I get the... Did I get the Japanese one by accident? Or is she speaking? Does she speak English later? Did I get the Japanese one by? There are 2 trailers there in Japanese that they don't tell you. Yeah, I thought so. There are 2 trailers that you can get that were for some reason released in Japanese on the English website, and gosh dang it, Genshin Impact didn't bother to list that. Is it this one? Because I mentioned in the beginning, I'm going to do teasers later. So I want to just do the demos. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to listen to the, I don't know if you... Guess we're just going to listen to it, and this one's just going to go in with a little bit of a divot because it's not in English. But I'm reacting to it. We're doing a react. I just have to watch the subtitles. Do you like the Raven? See her pose? It looks just like that character in Fire Emblem. That's why she reminds me of him. So that's unfortunate that's not in English, but... Alright, what do I feel about that one? Nothing much. Honestly, I'm a little frustrated that I didn't get the one in English, but I'm not going to judge her for that. This one I think has the same issue as Kaya's trailer. It's just... I'm assuming a lot of the early trailers are going to be like this. But, where's hers? There it is. Is that it's so early on in the game. They're not doing a whole lot right now. We're going to put that one down there. I assumed she was going to be there. I don't really like her as a character, but I was trying to think. There's not a lot interesting going animation-wise. I do think her little Raven familiar thing, whatever that is interesting. They don't tell me anything about it or why the heck she has a Raven. And I feel like a trailer should at least give a little hint as to why someone has a certain power or ability or whatever. It's pretty much just an animation, like just combat with her, and it didn't tell me anything about her. The music was fine. Like the Raven animation in the beginning was the most interesting thing, but then actually after it shows up her, I just see female Elaine. Like the whole covering my eye because I'm so cool thing. And that doesn't do it for me for characters. So yeah, she is gonna be our first F tier. Sorry if you like her. I hear she's a good unit, but just not for me. Okay, so Pyro chapter. Chef de cuisine Jingling, I think. Is that how you pronounce that? The only thing I know about this character is that she's free after a certain point in the game after you do like some sort of quest. I've seen it because I never got that far in the game, but I saw that. That she's free at some point. I think she's from Liyue. I'm guessing just based on her appearance. Anyway, so let's see. Jingling. 3, 2, 1. I mean, she's kind of cute.
My name is Shangling. I'm a chef from Liyue. If there's nothing better to do, we could go foraging for ingredients. I'm much better at cooking than navigating, but if you do go out, definitely take me with you. Nice and spicy. It's time to introduce you to my latest masterpiece. I call it the most marvelous, multicolored super pancake. Boba, get them. Wow, this tastes great. Is there time for a quick snack? I'll whip one up in no time.
Okay. So, not bad. Again, a little bit, still kind of, obviously, we're still in the early days of trailers, so not a whole lot going on. That's terribly crazy, but I do like a couple of those like aerial shots they have with her on the rooftops. Um, I do like they have the brief things they have of her walking in the city. I think I'll put her down here next to Kaya. Her voice is fine. Thought the animation was fine. Again, I thought the music was better in that one, so put her in the D. I imagine that a lot of these early trailers are going to be in the D in F tier. I'll be surprised if any of them get to C, but that wasn't too bad. She seems cute enough. I'm going to mispronounce all these names apparently because I still didn't get her name right. Alright, who we got next? Okay. I think it's... I guess that's pronounced Ki? I'm assuming. This one I think is the zombie girl that's with the one doctor guy, isn't it? I've seen a lot of figures for her. That's how I know a lot of these characters, is I've seen figures for her. And always wondered why do they always make figures of children. I think she's the one that's like the little zombie. Anyway, so I'm gonna guess Kiki or Kwee or something like that. Icy Resurrection. Alright. I'm a hard sell for the kind of child characters, but let's see. 3, 2, 1.
I am Chi-Chi.
I got it.
I am a zombie, and I forgot what comes next.
Sounds older than I expected.
I want to build a snowman. Will you help? The wind is frigid. I like it. Hold my hand, please. This wind could blow me away. Wheel of life. Life goes on. Orders given. Orders received. I should have stayed indoors today.
She's a sword person. That's surprising. I would have assumed someone like that would have been like a tome person or something. Surprising. Alright, so how do I feel about her? So Chi-Chi, I guess. Let's find her on here. Where is she? There she is. Okay, so how do I feel about that one? So biggest thing that's weirding me out, and this is going to be one of the things I judge is kind of voice acting, is not... I do like the fact that she sounds kind of deadpan because she's supposed to be a zombie. Not sure why, but she's supposed to be a zombie. But she sounds like... She looks like she's 8. She sounds like she's 20. That kind of weirds me out a little bit. But she sounds so much older than she actually looks. Where do I put that? I'm gonna put it down here because the voice weirds me out. I don't know. She just sounds so much older than a child. And I've mentioned before, I don't like the characters. If the character's a kid, sure, that's fine. Let them be a kid. But if it's a kid who actually either sounds older or actually is older than they look, that just bothers me. The age disparity thing it gets in my head. So we're gonna put that one pretty low too. Hopefully, as we go along, these will get a little bit more higher ranking. No, sorry, that's my alarm. I was wondering what was going off. If anyone heard it, okay. Give me a second, I gotta text my sister. That's my medications I have to take at night. So let me just pass that message along. Anyway. Okay. Here's another character I have. I literally just got her. Like, I was trying to pull for someone else. And I got this lady. And I don't know a thing about her. We have Mona, Fate, and Destiny. She's a mage person. I remember looking at her and being like, the other mage person you get is Lisa. And I was like, are you two related or did you just go to the same school? So, I don't know anything about her, so let's see what her deal is in this one. 3, 2, 1. It's a very revealing outfit, I'll say that.
I am astrologist Mona Magistus, meaning the great astrologist Mona. The equipment repair bill is due, and so is the final payment for that celestial globe I ordered. Astrologers
Gosh,
rid themselves of
that is-
material desires.
Outfit is so up her butt.
Can one see the true world around them? Shadows of fate. Delve into destiny. Fate is upon you. Let me scribe. This was ordained by fate. Long had I foreseen it.
Okay, so, sorry, I was having trouble paying. I think I need to watch that one in. I was having trouble paying attention. Her outfit is like she's wearing a swimsuit. Like, I starry, you just, how are you not, I have trouble not staring. I gotta watch that one again. I wasn't paying attention. I needed to pay attention more with my ears. Gosh, I'm like, sorry, when a character's wearing a really skimpy, revealing outfit, I'm like, you go out in public with that? It makes sense, like, she's a water person if, like, she was someone who was, like, in the water all the time. But she's apparently a diviner of some sort? Why are you wearing that outfit? You couldn't put, like, a wrap or something on? Anyway, let me watch this again. I admittedly wasn't paying attention, so we're just gonna watch this one more time. I love the hat, though. I will say. I love the hat and the little shawl. The rest of the...
I am astrologist Mona Magistus, meaning the great astrologist Mona. The equipment repair bill is due, and so is the final payment for that celestial globe I ordered. Astrologers must rid themselves of material desires. Only by ridding oneself of clutter can one see the true world around them. Shadows of fate. Delve into destiny. Fate is upon you. Let me scribe. This was ordained by fate. Long had I foreseen it.
Yeah. So funny. I have her in my game. I've never used her because the first 5-star unit I ever got in Genshin Impact was Nouvelette, who's also a water, like, tome person. So I obviously never used her. But she sounds like she'd be like a con or something like that. Like, she's talking about being this diviner and scryer, but she's also, it sounds like she's talking about being broke and having to do, like, basic errands in order to get by, which is fine, but sorry, her outfit just distracts the heck out of me. I'm like, that's someone that they definitely sell figures of. You know, I'm no stranger to gacha games and the fact that, like, sex sells and stuff like that, but that one's one of those ones where I'm like, wow, you weren't even being subtle with that one at all. That's, gosh. Did you show enough of her butt in that one? The way the camera's coming up from the back, they knew what they were doing. Anyway, where is she? I swear that's also the problem. A lot of these characters look very similar, so I'm trying to figure out where's the blue-haired one I'm looking for. Alright. There she is. Mona. I'm gonna put her in the bottom too, because just... I don't really care for her voice lines. I don't like all the revealing up the skirt shots they do with the camera on that one. And I don't know, there's not anything really interesting. She's supposed to be a diviner, and they show like one picture of her like on a rooftop. I'm like, it would have been nice to see her in a bookshop, a workshop, with, I don't know, anything that shows that besides her just walking around and looking up her skirt, you know. No, not a fan of that one. Okay, please give me something else that isn't just in the F tier. Also, if anyone who's in the chat wants to give me any sort of feedback on like a character you may like or dislike, feel free to. I will definitely look at it in between trailers. So far, I don't have a lot to say about them, so we're getting through these relatively fast. Okay, so... Gosh, I don't know how to say that one either. King? Or Queen? You... Watch me butcher this. You hung, maybe? You hung? Because Don Hung is spelled that way. So maybe you hung of the... Qixing? Maybe? Am I even getting close? I'm probably not even close. This is my thing about Genshin Impact characters, is that, like, it's hard to remember, like, all the characters' names, because a lot of them have names that are very hard to even say or spell, much less remember. Anyway, so, those are 4 words that I butchered. I don't know what it means, but let's see what it says. I'm pretty sure I know who this person is. Oh, this is the one that Eliza cosplayed. Okay.
I am
Kuching.
Kuching. Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go. Time is against us.
I don't dislike her voice, though.
In an era of change, as the old order that has existed for 1,000 years is about to be rewritten. Join me. Let us bear witness to this historical moment together.
Oh, that's nice.
Incoming. Speed of light. Don't blink. Hey. With sword comes shadow. When your heart is set on something, you get closer to your goal with each passing day.
Okay. That's not bad. I think her voice is pretty good. This is also the one I know Eliza did a cosplay of, so I'm assuming there must be something good about her. Or you might just like her opinion. I think this is the one that you cosplayed, right? The one with the purple hair? Pretty sure. I'm being broken into. Someone's broken into my stream lab. They look very dangerous. Thank you. Just so I don't forget to take it. And take a supplement thing to help, digestion stuff. So, I think I enjoyed that. More so than the other ones. I do like the brief little moments of like the little like when she did like the little, it reminds me of Swords Masters in Fire Emblem. She did like the little flash and then like zipped around and did her sword stroke things. Yeah, I'm willing to put her in this one. I'm willing to put her in this tier. I still don't think there's anything... In fact, I'll even give her average. I thought the voice acting was pretty good. I thought the panoramic view was pretty interesting. She's saying some interesting voice lines. And I like the fact that she like kind of does that darting around move. There's a brief moment of animation there. I like that. I thought that worked for me pretty well. Again, it fits this one in terms of it's a very short trailer. There's not much time to learn about her. But that wasn't too bad. I think she's interesting enough.
We had no time to say.
Oh. What's this? Oh. I don't know why that's in this thing. This is the storyline. Oops, that's in the wrong playlist. That's for Laser. Wasn't here for the beginning of the stream, but it looks like so far there are D's and F's. Yeah, well, I'm going oldest trailers to newest trailers, so understandably the oldest trailers aren't doing it for me. I will give you a brief update. So, official, Chi-Chi and Mona are all bottom tier because the trailers I felt were very boring, they were not very informative, or I thought the voice acting was bad. She's wearing a little like bathing suit here, and I did not like the fact that the trailer focused so much on her butt. We have, right now in D, we have Kaya and Jingling. I don't know how I'm gonna butcher so many names tonight. Because I thought the trailers were functional, and I think the characters are cool enough, but they're not doing anything. I think Kishing is how she said her name. And she seemed pretty cool. I like the panoramic shots they had. It had good music. So, that's how... A lot of the very early trailers, I'm not expecting much from. Because I'm assuming it's going to take them some time before they actually got good at doing trailers. So, Klee. This is someone Okay, I don't know anything about Klee. Besides the fact, again, I've seen her in a lot of figures because for some reason they like making figures of children. Weeaboo culture is weird. That's all I'm going to say. And I know that my one guard girl who I used to talk to about Genshin Impact with, she liked this girl. So, we'll see. This is Klee in 3, 2, 1. This one's at least a different, like, style.
Are you here for playtime with Klee? Okay, so you'll be in charge of the storm watch. Which means you warn Klee the second you see Jean coming. Let's go!
She's kind of cute.
Jumpy Dumpty! This is my special total not for fish blasting extra exploding formula.
She just blows things up, I guess.
Klee, you know the consequences.
Wait, is she not a human race? She has very pointed ears.
Next time, let's go fish blasting together.
Okay. That one's not bad. She's kind of cute. I'm not very interested in the child characters, but that one at least, unlike Chi-Chi, who sounded like a 20-year-old while she looked like she's 8, that one it does at least sound like a child. It seems like it is behaving like a child, so I'll give a pass on that. And I'll also give, I think we're going to, nope, that's not the one I wanted. Sorry. I'm going to actually also put this one in the C tier. Purely because, unlike the other ones, it is doing something interesting with the, there's a little bit of a story there. You know, she's out doing troublesome younger sister, maybe? I don't know. I know who Jean is. I did play that far into the game. But there's a little bit of a story there. She's out causing trouble. It's just playful music. And also I like the typography, like animation thing they did at the beginning. That's unique and different. So I'll give it its definition of average. Baseline of what I would expect a trailer to do, at minimum. Not anything I say is interesting or will write home about, but it's not horrible and it's doing something different than the other ones have so far. So, we'll put her in C. Who do we got next? I can get, if you like those cute sword characters, I can understand why you would like that. Okay, so, okay. Is this another one of, I think I know who this is. Is this another one of the child characters? That's the third one already, and I've gone through like 10 trailers already. Why are there so many kids? Diona Wine Industry Slayer. I believe this is the cat girl. Yeah. Diona. Okay.
I charge a hefty fee for private events. My ears and tail are no prop, they're real. Proof of my cat's line bloodline. Life as a mixologist is very busy. When I'm not at the tavern, I'm out collecting ingredients for new recipes, so unless something is urgent, don't bother me. I'm a rock. Think you can bully me? Look at you, Blue Tail. I wasn't waiting for you. I just happened to be resting.
Oh. This is one of those kid tsundere characters, isn't it? The one who's like, they're gonna pretend that they don't like you, but then they actually do like you. I do not care for that kind of thing. She's unfortunately gonna have to go down here. Because again, same problem with Chi-Chi. She looks like she's 8, but sounds like an adult. Is apparently running a bar. That seems strange. Also, there's nothing really interesting going on. I don't know if it's just the Mondstadt, like, location looks less interesting, but, like, they don't show her in her, like, locale. They don't show her mixing drinks. They don't show... They say she's a cat person. They don't even explain why she's a cat person. Like, is that a race that exists in this world? Everything else we've seen so far is humans. Like, they don't even explain anything about that. Like, why are you a cat person? There's not anything interesting happening with the things. She just fires off a shot. Archers admittedly don't have a lot to do with that's interesting as units. Thought she was alright design-wise, though I do like to use... Yeah. I didn't care for that one either. Okay, well, yeah, so easy marking on that one. Which ones we got next? Okay. This one I do know a lot about. Like I said, I have a lot of characters I know about for ship culture. The reason I know who this guy is because he's very commonly shipped with a lot of different people. From my understanding of who this character is, they're essentially that one bad boy that everyone's like, I can fix him. Because, from what I understand of him, he's supposed to be like a battle maniac of some sort. Definitely darker side, on the villain faction. But people are like, but I can change him. I know he's shipped with Lumine a lot, which I will say, and Malam will say it too, detest that shipping. Because I do not like shipping anyone with the Traveler, because the Traveler is not a character. They are a plank of wood that is there to be in cutscenes. The Traveler never speaks. The Traveler never does anything independent of Paimon. Therefore, they are not a character on their own. They are complete. Like, I have not seen anything that has shown that the Traveler is any different than, like, you know, a cardboard cutout. So I don't ship the Traveler anyway. But the reason I know who this guy is because he's also very commonly shipped with Zhongli, who I told you before is my favorite character on design alone. So you better believe when I was first getting into this fandom, I saw tons of fan art with this guy in Zhongli. It took me a while to figure out why they were shipped. But a lot of characters I know in Genshin are just from shipping culture. I see fan art. I did not realize how to pronounce his name at first because I assumed it was different than how it's spelled, but I believe it's pronounced child, just like, you know, kid. I assumed that you put the E on it for some reason to make it, like, pronounced differently, like chilled or something like that, which would make sense because he's a water guy, but apparently it's child. Weird name, but at least it's easier to pronounce than all the other, like, names in this region. So, child, a letter to Snezhnaya. I hope I got that right. I'm going to butcher so many words tonight. Let's see. This one's also a little longer, so let's see what we got here.
Dearest sister.
Oh,
I've been away for so long. I've almost forgotten.
that is not the voice I was expecting.
You know I grow restless when life is ordinary and boring. Though in Liyue, fuses of excitement can be found everywhere, just waiting for the right spark.
Oh, that's cool. Tartaglia.
Come at me.
He's a bow person?
Not much of an adversary, but enough for a sideshow, I guess. danger. It'll be an easy victory, but I still won't hold back. Your brother has just been taking care of some trivial matters here, really. But Tonya, rest assured, the future that Tsaritsa desires, the future the people of Snezhnaya desire, it will be had.
Okay. That's probably the first one so far that I actually think I enjoyed. And not just because I knew who the guy was. I thought that was actually a pretty well-made trailer. It had good music. I like the introduction with him skating down the waterfall. A good way to introduce a water-type character. Don't know why he uses a bow, considering that like it shows all him fighting with like lances and swords and stuff like that. Whenever you see him in fan art, he's always using water weapons. I don't know why he uses a bow. That's weird. I don't know why he doesn't use swords or lances or something, but that's random. But also his voice was a lot younger than I expected it to be. Because again, here's the interesting thing. I know a lot of characters in this game. I've never heard any of their voices. So it's funny when you like read a lot with like I've read stuff with this character before and I've seen fan art with him. Again, because he's usually shipped with Zhongli. So like I've seen him a lot because I've consumed a lot of media with Zhongli in it. So it's kind of like I know it by osmosis. But his voice was different than I was expecting. I wonder who voices him. He sounds a lot like a lot of the male Fire Emblem protagonists. I wish I had Madeline here because she can always look it up. If someone else wants to look it up and tell me who it is. But his voice sounds very familiar. I do like it. It's younger than I expected. But I do like that there's this kind of almost dangerous edge to it. Like he's speaking about very normal things, but you can tell that this guy is probably dangerous. And I like the animation that they did with the water at the beginning. I like that they didn't just show off his like fighting. They did initially show him fighting with water weapons and then show him with a bow. Yeah, I like that one. So let's see. So his name's Child, but it also said Tartaglia in there. He's one of those weird characters that has like 4 names. You know how long it took? I knew what this. So we're gonna put this one into B. He's gonna be our first B. Because I do think that's... I did really like that one. I thought it was very good. Was it good enough to be A, is the question. Was it good enough to be... I did like the music. Again, I did like the voice acting. Trying to think of my rankings in my head right now. Yeah, the name sounds familiar. My sister did just look that one up. He probably voices someone in Fire Emblem. Most actors who have been in Fire Emblem have been in a lot of other JRPG-ish games. So, his voice definitely sounds very familiar. I do like the kind of... Do I put him B or do I put him in A? I did really like the animation they did in him. Because water... You're going to find this when I do some Star Rail ones later. I love water trailers. Because using water to tell a story... You know what? I'm going to put him in A. I really like the fact that they had the thing with his constellation happening. I love the fact that he did that water sliding down the waterfall. I like the fact that there's an actual storyline throughout the trailer of him writing a letter to, I assume, a sister. I do like that there's, again, the voice acting is good at giving very casual vibes. It seems like an everyday guy, but there's like this moment of like dark, like hints to the voice acting, the hints that there's something darker going on with this character. You know what? I'm going to give him an A. Not enough to be an S. He doesn't quite hit where I want for an S rank, but I'm going to give him an A because I actually really like that trailer. I thought it was very informative about the character. And like if I saw that, I'd be interested in maybe pulling for it. So, first A. Good job, Child. Tartaglia, whatever your name is. So, let's see. Xinyan, I assume. Also, I'm just now noticing That's the second male I've had so far, and I've done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've done. This will be my 10th person, and I've gone through 2 males so far. Everyone else has been a female, and 3 of them have been children. What the heck, Genshin Impact? This one I believe is also a girl. I've never heard of this girl. I've pulled her. I think her hair is dumb, but going to try and be impartial. The sleeve design's interesting.
She is the name and rock and roll's the game. And I'm the only one who plays it in Liyue Harbor. Been thinking about staging concerts elsewhere lately.
She have like a country accent?
What say you sign me up for your world tour? Anywhere's good.
Why do you have a country accent? You're from like a Chinese place.
Almost about to go live over here. You coming? Yeah! Pyrotechnics! Rockin' to the rescue. Time to rock! That's the groove, all right. That's what I'm talking about. I'm on fire lately. Look out for my next performance.
Why do you have a country accent? You're from like a Chinese place. Okay, Sorry, she sounds just like this one character in Ace Attorney, who is a very, like, who was like a southern stereotype in like a meta way, like they knew she was super southern sounding. I don't know if they're intending to do that with her or not. That's, alright, so I'll give her D. Because, same, I do think her outfit's interesting. I thought the cinematography was different. I like the fact that they did like the different cameras, like as she was on stage. I like the fact that, again, they used the constellation there. Nothing really interesting to write home about. She's a fire character. I would have liked some more fire effects. And then again, her voice just does not... I did not expect that voice to come from that design of a character. I thought she was going to be a ninja or something. Yeah, the best I can do for her is D. I don't dislike her, but just... I'm confused, to be honest. Or like Rockstar even. I'm like, why is she so country? Okay. I will admit, I will try and be impartial on this one and judge it based on the trailer. I also will admit I'm probably not going to be able to be unbiased because this is my favorite guy. Who, admittedly, I only just heard his voice for the first time about a week ago when I pulled him on Genshin Impact. So, Zhongli, the listener, that's an interesting title to have. So, we'll see what his is like. I'm really excited to see this because, again, I have so much merch for this guy. I love his appearance, his outfit, his whole character deal. Never seen his trailer. So, we'll see what it shows in his demo. 3, 2, 1...
We last left off with ancient Liyue, the set.
Sorry, before we do anything, that's Gerald's voice from Garrick Mock Monastery. I'm sure of it. That is definitely Gerald's voice from Fire Emblem Three Houses. That has to be it, because he's a narrator in that game too. I don't know what the guy's name is. That has to be it. Sorry, let me go back. I'm getting distracted on the NPCs and I haven't even gotten to the guy yet. Okay, sorry.
We last left off with ancient Liyue, beset by ocean demon and a mountain dragon. Rex Lapis mustered his adepti to restore peace to the land. They say that before he set out, he spoke these words.
Nice music. He's just standing there and they're attacking him. Oh, that's nice right there.
This is an age of gods and monsters. I wish not for dominion. Yet I cannot watch the common folk suffer.
Oh, I'm liking like the paint effects there.
I will have order.
Nice hits the music there.
To cleanse the land and defend our safe harbor. That was the first contract in Liyue. And now, the final contract too has been set in stone.
What can I say? I love this man. I don't even know how to judge this one fairly. Oh man, he's got a great voice too. I was afraid too when I first pulled him I wasn't gonna like his voice because I didn't know what his voice was. And it's hard when you go and like loving a character and then be like, I hope that you like that was really good. I like that one a lot. Can I give this one any less than S tier though? That was actually a really nice trail. I really enjoyed that. And I love this guy to death. I don't think I can give him anything less than an S. I think I have to give him an S. I love him so much. But I also really like what they did with that in that trailer. Again, I like a trailer that tells a story, which he clearly was doing. And I like the paintbrush effects they had, like the flares of like ink in between him and he was fighting. I like how they timed a lot of the attacks to the music in the background. The music was pretty good. And I just like the little like action battle cuts they have. The little like when he attacks, you can see like a dragon flying in the background. You can see like edges of a tail or like of spines, like little hints that the dragon they're talking about in the story is him. That's pretty cool. And I also like even the fact that when he's like talking in the end, there's like this mysterious like, you know, this land was founded on a contract and now the last contract begins. And you're like, that's cool. That's mysterious. I like that. You see that and you want to pull for that character. This is the reason that this character, even now when the game's in like its 5th iteration, like 5 years going on, that's why I think this character is still popular. He's just cool. Like, I also like all his attack patterns. I love the fact that, like, again, the thing that if you're going to have a lance user, there's so much fun you can do with, like, spinning the lance, or, like, I think they call them pole arms. There's so much fun that you can, like, do with, like, spinning a lance, spinning a pole arm. And I like the fact that he kicks it. That's kind of cool. Like, you can have someone who does, like, a regular stab or a downward thrust or whatever. I like the fact that he kicks it. That's pretty cool. Everything he does is cool. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a little biased on this one, but I think it's a well-made trailer. It tells a good story, has some interesting music, good hits, and some nice visual effects. And obviously the man himself is gorgeous. So, yeah. Not much more else to say about that one. Okay, who we got now? Albedo. Contemplation and Chalk. I know who this character is by appearance. I know squat about him in terms of, like, character. I heard one person tell me that he's trouble and that they didn't like him. I've heard another character say that they loved him. So, I don't know anything about this guy. Besides the fact that he has... I think he's supposed to be an alchemist or something. I've seen him shipped with Kaya before. I don't know why, but... Anyway, let's see. Albedo. 3, 2, 1.
This is Timaeus' newest design. A commendable achievement. 20 more years. And perhaps we can let him make a start on the textbook Sucrose uses today.
Is he like a time traveler or something? Sword user, okay. That's kind of cool. I like the effects on that. I do like the whole, he has like the proper stance with the like one hand behind his back. I do love that. That's cool.
essence of the starry void. Earth, the accumulative memory of time and being. Soil, the origin of alchemy, the basis of all life. Shock, the substance from which primal life is molded.
I do like all the visual effects they're doing here.
Clee? No, not at the crucible.
So is he related to Klee somehow, I wonder? Okay. That one was pretty good. I like that one. I really like the music was good. The his voice is a little low and like whispery, which isn't bad, but it did make it kind of hard to hear his voice at times. I did like a lot of the flashing it did. With like the different spots in Tibia, it had like all the different things. So he does seem to be an alchemist, which he's usually like creating light from nothing. I like all the flashes of like different moments, elements, and stuff like that. He has a very contemplative philosopher vibe. I do like the whole thing where he's like sitting back and like contemplating like existence and stuff like that. Where do I want to put this one? Where's Albedo? Take these off for a minute because it's resting on my ears. Where is he? I also really do like his outfit. I really like his coat. It's like the traditional mage coat, as I would say. Oh, here, he's right at the beginning. He looks very much like a mage from like Fire Emblem Awakening or something. Like he looks like Robin in a lot of ways in that way. So I really like his outfit. I don't know if he's supposed to be young or old, to be honest. Where do I want to put him? Do I put him in B or A? Because I did really like the trailer. I liked his fighting. I like his whole contemplating life thing he's doing. I do like a lot of the effects it had. I like the music. His voice was pretty good. Sort of mysterious and stuff like that. The only thing I would say I would knock him on is I didn't really get a whole idea of what the character himself can do, though. He was a sword person. He had that one flower thing he was doing. But I don't really understand what he's supposed... I didn't get what element he's supposed to be. And I didn't get what his, special ability is going to be. So I think we're going to put him in B. I really like the character design. I thought the trailer was pretty good, but I think I'm a little confused still on what he does as a character. Like, at least with Child, I understand he's a bow person and he's damaged dealing with swords. Even if I'm confused about why he has a bow, I at least know what he is. I'm a little confused about what he does as a character. And maybe that's the point. He's supposed to be mysterious. I was like, he gives me, time traveler, older than he looks vibes. Because he's talking about, existence and stuff. But I don't actually understand what he does as a character, so we're going to put him in B. Still very well made. Just, I think there was something lacking there that keeps it out of A. Okay. What's our next trailer? We're getting through these slowly. Okay, Ganyu. Radiant Dreams. The reason I know who Ganyu is because I had this one girl in Color Guard who for some reason hated Ganyu. She never told me why. She said she didn't even really know why herself. She could not put into words why she hated Ganyu. She just said that she hated her. I know squat about Ganyu. I know what she looks like because I've seen her in, again, figurines that have her in bathing suits. So that's the most I know about her, and she's from Liyue, I assume. Because I think she has something to do with the Adepti. Or Adepti, whatever they're called. Oh no. You read it, it looks like Adepti. I don't know how you actually pronounce it. Beautiful thing about learning about Genshin Impact through, writing as opposed through hearing it. But, Ganyu. Let's see what she does. Again, she's a character I have, basic osmosis knowledge because she's somewhat related to Zhongli. So I know a little bit about her, but Not really anything. So 3, 2, 1. I don't think there's anything, like, she has a decent design. It's not skimpy as Mona, at least.
Sweet flower, so called because of its high sugar content. As a food, it's not the healthiest option, but feasting my eyes on it works wonders for my mood. So, I cannot permit you to trample these flowers.
I like the music. She's a bow person, okay. Ice, too.
Frost. Please don't touch my horns. Oh, careful. Don't sleep by monsters. Huh? So I was asleep? It was just a dream. All hail! Blaze over!
Okay. Okay, so that's interesting. Where do I want to rank her? So again, I don't know why my one girl I had just hated her for some reason. I don't know why. I don't think there's anything wrong with her. She has an interesting design, I think. I think that she I really like the music. The music of it was very good. Her voice is fine. She seems, again, I guess, like a sleepy character. That kind of is hit or miss for me when it comes to characters. Like, characters that are either, like, excessively lazy or excessively sleepy. Because usually then you're kind of just waiting for them to talk faster when it comes to dialogue. I do like her ice abilities. I like the ice flower and ice ball thing she was doing. That was pretty cool. Where do I want to put this one? Because I do really like the music. The music was great. But I guess it's not really doing anything too interesting story-wise. So we'll put her in C. Because I do think her design is interesting. I'm not a huge fan of the bow people. Yeah, Ixie, I'm with you. I'm not a huge fan of the bow people. I do think her design's interesting. I really like the music. Not much it's telling me about. Like, for instance, they don't tell you about, like, why she has horns. Again, kind of like with the cat girl. I'm like, why do you have horns? Is there a reason for that? You want, like, and then they have the fact of her, this, like, her thing, I guess, is just falling asleep. And I'm like, those type of characters aren't that interesting to me. I do think that the music was great. The elemental stuff is cool. So here's another one I know very well. I believe it's Zhao. Again, the reason I know the most about this guy is because of Zhongli. I know most characters in Liyue because of Zhongli. And he serves him, if I remember. I remember correctly, Zhongli, like, saves him or something. And so, like, he's kind of, like, serves him. And they have, like, a pseudo-father-son relationship or something like that. That's how I see it. When I say tall character and short character, I immediately go to that in my mind. But, I'm curious what his voice sounds like, because he looks like a small, like, edgy sort of guy. But he's also a winged character, so maybe he'll have, like, a softer, higher voice? I don't know. I'm curious what his voice is going to sound like. I've seen a couple of figures of him. I've debated getting a couple of figures of him because I really think that his whole, like, lance and mask thing he has going on is very cool. But anyway, let's see what his trailer looks like. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Loving the glow effects.
These are matters for Adepti.
Oh.
Stay out of my way.
Your voice, I know it from something else. You sound like a very angsty character.
The price I pay for eons of slaughter, ephemeral circumstance, perpetual agony. This is nothing new to me. These severed karmic binds. Disperse!
Okay, that one was cool. I gotta admit, that one was cool. His voice sounds like someone else, and I wish Mallory was here. She can pick out voice actors faster than I can. His voice is very familiar. I've definitely heard another character with a voice like him in either Fire Emblem or Star Rail recently. I definitely know that voice from somewhere. Gotta admit, that one's really good. I think that one's going to be an A tier one. That was really well done. I like that one a lot. I really like the flashing effects. I like the green glow on everything. I like all the dark miasma stuff around him. I really like that kind of, like when he's stuck in like this red like somewhere and there's like these like veiny tendrils holding on to him, and you hear like that kind of squishing like flesh-like sound. It's creepy, but I like it. It's very, very cool. The only reason he doesn't go in S tier is really because, again, it kind of has the same thing where it's like it's very stylistic. I love all the flashes. I like the music. I really like the animation. Layla Burrs, who voices Thor. No, but Thor is a girl in Fire Emblem Heroes, so I wouldn't recognize his voice for that reason. I've heard another character who has that same sort of lilting, low voice. Thor is essentially a gender-bent version of Thor from, Norse mythology and Fire Emblem Heroes. So it's not that person. I don't actually know her voice very well, but it's someone else he does his voice. I recognize it from somewhere. I'll think of it, or my sister will look it up and think of it. But I think I'm going to put him in A, because I really like the aesthetics of it. What I really wish is I wish he had more voice lines, because like I said, probably the biggest thing that is missing this one is I wish there was a little bit more of the character's personality in there. I wish he had more voice lines or more was being said about him, because he says two things, but again he comes off as just like edgy boy. And I know there's more to him than that, because again, I know a lot about him because he has a strong connection to this guy. So I know a lot about him because I know a ton about him. But I love the artistry of it. I like the lighting. I like again, I love when the time like hits the music. The music was good. I like that one creepy scene where he's like tied up in the red light. That was really cool. I like this idea of someone who's just fighting against some sort of darkness that's trying to overtake them. I really like that. I would have liked more voice lines in his thing. And I would have liked, I don't know, maybe a little bit more explanation of him. Because I know he's not an edgy character, but from like that portrayal, he seems like he's just an edgy, dark character. And I would have liked, I guess, a little bit more. It's very close. It's very close to S tier, but I have to put it in a high A tier, I think. But I really liked it. I really like it. It's hard to get into S tier. It's going to be hard to get up into this tier. But, like, this is, like, the top, essentially. This is going to be like, wow, is amazing and I want to like watch it again. You know. So, very, very good one. I like it. I would like to get Zhao if I could get him. Because he's a cool looking character. Okay. Do you also know who she is? I think it's Hu Tao is how you pronounce her name. The reason I know her is because, if I'm correct, she's Zhongli's boss. Like, he works at a funeral parlor, and she's the one who runs it. So she's essentially his boss. The reason I find this is entertaining is because, like, when I talk about, like, Nouvelle is essentially, like, the water type version of Zhongli. Like, they realized it worked well in the first region, so they do it in a later region. Is because I'm like, yeah, it's, you know, we have a elderly, like, you know, in H and beyond their years, elemental dragon who's essentially bossed around by a flamboyant, like, teenager. If I had nickel for every time that happened, I have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird to happen twice, because you have both Nouvelle and Zhongli that are like these, like, wiser than wise dragons that are hiding in plain sight, and they're being bossed around by a younger girl who's, like, spontaneous and, like, hyperactive, in the case Hu Tao or Furina. So, that's the way I see it, at least. I know she's a fire type here. I remember trying her on a trial, and I debated pulling for her. But I ultimately didn't because she was in the banner at the same time Nouvelle was, so I obviously had to put all my resources into getting him. I don't know what her voice sounds like. But I will definitely say this is probably one of those characters, like, if she has an annoying voice, it'll probably kill it for me, because I know a little bit about her personality. So I'm curious to what her personality is going to be like and how they're going to do this trailer, because if she has an annoying voice, that's probably going to be hard for me, but I do know the very basics about how she works. So let's see. From what I remember, she's like one of the people who, like, kind of catches on to the fact that Zhongli's not human, because he does a lot of things that are, like, not human and normal and stuff like that, but, you know, like, from what I understand, they have a fairly good work relationship as far as, like, she's off doing crazy things, and he's trying to get her to not do so many crazy things, and she likes to tease him because he's kind of stuffy and old and stuff like that. So let's see. Hu Tao in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, you sure we're going the right way? Doubt there's any treasure in this creepy place.
This treasure map's bow ours. We just follow it all the way.
Hey, wait. Did you just hear something?
Man up. We're just imagining things. Huh? Who are you?
Quick, do something!
This is like a silent movie.
Wonder of duality, impermanence of fate. I raise this butterfly to guide thee. Ah, yeah, so many droll people. Fatui, not even worth the tease. Guess I'll need to send you off myself. Zombie, you scared? Time to go. See you on the other side.
Her voice also sounds familiar.
What?
But she's got a kind of creepy vibe to her. Yeah, I thought I was actually, like, it gave me Scooby-Doo vibes. Did anyone else was getting that? That trailer kind of gave me Scooby-Doo vibes for some reason. I like the idea that I like the way that they made it kind of like a silent film and have her kind of like poking in and out. I like her outfit. I like the stuff that they use with the fire characters. I'm not sure if her voice is familiar to me. I'm not sure if I would say it fits to what I look at when I see her appearance. But it's not necessarily bad. She doesn't have a lot of voice lines in that. Again, that's probably the biggest thing. So there's not a lot of voice lines to really go off of here. But I like that in general. I thought it was nice and had a very good spooky, sort of creepy Fatal Frame vibe to it. I thought that's distinctive. I like that. I like the fact they have the story of like two people who either were going haunted in the woods or maybe potentially robbed her. So I do like the fact that there's like a story to it. Do I put her in A or B? I do wish the trailer was a little longer, because since it spends the first half of it telling the story, it spends the second half of doing her like powers and stuff like that. I think I'm going to put her in B. Because I feel like I wanted that trailer to be a little longer than it was. Like I was kind of getting into the vibes and then it was just kind of over. Like, you know, the Fatui people she's fighting are there and then they just run off really suddenly. Like I was expecting maybe a little bit more explosion effects going on there. I do think she's cool. I like her outfit. I like that she's kind of creepy and she's leaning into that because she works for a funeral parlor. So, like, I like the fact she's going into that. I do like, her ghost vibes. I do like the vibes that they have this kind of, like, creepy, haunted movie reel. Like, it's silent and there's not a lot of voice lines going in there. So I like the trailer in general. It's not enough for me to hit A, but I do really like it. I think it's a well-made trailer. And I think that she's interesting. I'd be down for maybe trying to pull on her if I had the opportunity to. Okay. Aventi. Gosh, I have a lot of opinions about this guy. I'm surprised this one's so far down. It's probably because Venti and like Official were like the two that were like have both a Japanese version and an English version of their trailer. And so his English version of his trailer is actually released way later than the Japanese one, which I think is weird. Venti, funnily enough, was a character that until someone told me I assumed was a girl because he looks like a girl. And I didn't know what his voice sounded like. So I assumed it was a girl. And then someone told me it was a guy. And I'm like, oh. Well, this is awkward. So, I'm going to put it out now because I already know a bit about Venti because I played far enough in the game to see him. He sounds like a Sonic character to me. So, Ixime, you can place this for me. I don't know who or what, but he sounds like a Sonic character to me. So, his voice actor I believe it's actress, just sounds familiar. But I've looked it up and it's not someone who's been in any Sonic games before, but just sometimes the way he speaks just reminds me of a Sonic character. Venti's a character that I like a lot in like concept and in fan works, but in his actual execution so far in the game from what I've played leaves much to be desired. So we'll see how they portray him in here. The biggest reason I don't like him in the main game, or at least I don't care for him as much, is that he's kind of like just drunk bard archetype. So let's see how they portray him in the trailer. Maybe my opinion will change. 3, 2, 1. Do love some good harp music though.
There's an archaic tale to be told, that of which is of an ancient one, that of which traveled among the gods, that of which beheld lands undone, seas spun. Oh, how chained to your daily toiling you are. Must you intrude on a bard's leisure time?
You can see why I thought this was a girl though, right? You see someone in that pose, who am I to assume that was not a girl? Like the music. Like how it got more rock as it starts battle.
Some notes can't be played for just anyone. Lest the high winds blow you away.
Yeah. Sorry, responding to Ixie's comment, I agree. This is exactly what I thought when I heard his voice for the first time. Like this kind of like rock ballad going on right now.
It's more than language and poetry that flow with the wind.
I do also like, of all the bow characters, he's probably the only one that I've liked kind of the idea of it. I like the fact that his harp turns into a bow. That makes a lot of sense for a wind god. Like, I like the incorporation of something that's character important to something that's battle important. He's probably the only bow person so far that's made sense. So, I really like the music in that. I like how it goes from like the steady theme of Mondstadt and then it turns into like a kind of a rock song almost as you go along and we're going to battle. Um, I also just really like the harp melody that's going on there. But yeah, doesn't he sound like? That's what I say. Venti sounds like a Sonic character, like Tails or maybe like Charmy or like I don't know. He sounds like a Sonic character. Like if you put his voice lines in a Sonic game, it probably wouldn't sound out of place. Has that sort of voice. For anyone who's a Sonic fan, you'll just get what I'm talking about. But I like that. I really like the orchestration on that one, honestly. And like I like Venti very much conceptually. It's just the problem is that, as happens with fandoms, and especially for a character that was very early in the game and who hasn't really gotten any support since the game's launch, which is kind of unfortunate. I think he's a very cool character on a lot of levels. I do think his outfit's pretty cool. Once I realized it was actually a guy. I mean, seriously, look at this. Would you assume this was... If you looked at this and you didn't ever hear a voice from the character, I thought it was a young girl. Although, honestly, if someone was to come and tell me that Venti was, like, androgynous or, like, non-binary or gender fluid or something like that, I believe it. Venti kind of feels like that. Honestly, and also his personality, and the way he's, again, very free-spirited. That's why he's in bars a lot. Like, if he's someone who, like, decided, like, to change gender from day to day, I believe it. Technically, in his natural form, he, like, looks like this little, like, wind spirit. And you might not even have a gender in that form. He might just choose to look like a boy because he can. So where do I put this one? Because I do like the story of it. I really like the music. I really like the character design because I like the way they incorporate the harp that he's playing in the beginning into his weapon. I like the way that he just, like, you know, when he gets attacked, he, like, launches off the pillar he's in, kind of like with Childs. I like the fact that he shows his element as he's using it. I'm going to give him A. Also because I have a little pity for Venti. It sucks to be a Gen 1 character in any gacha game. Because unless you get an update, unless you get an alternate skin or an alternate version of yourself, usually Gen 1 characters just get outmoded so fast. They get power crept hard. It doesn't take long for someone else to come along. And Venti should have a lot of story importance. Because he's one of, like, the 7 gods. And yet there's not much they do with him. They just kind of kick him around in the first region. And that was one of the biggest things that let me down in Mondstadt was, like, I haven't gone that far in the game. I know I have to feed the boss. I know how the quest ends because I saw the cutscene. And I thought they did him dirty. So I have an odd sort of fondness for Venti as well as a bit of frustration for him. So I guess I feel that a little bit too when I'm watching this trailer, where, like, a lot of it I, like, really, really enjoyed. I like the kind of story of, like, someone who tells stories. I like the way they incorporate in his element in his weapon. I really like the music in the background. And I'll give him a little bit of a pity bonus, so he can go an A. Because more people need to appreciate him as a character. He's one of those characters that I'm just kind of like, man, you're important to the lore of the game. They just seem to have forgotten that because they don't use you anymore. It's unfortunate. Also, points to him being the only other male Archon there is. Because the only one there is Zhongli. And that bugs me, the fact that all the rest of them are female. 2 of which are kids, practically. And Venti's barely qualifying as for male as is. So, let's see who we have now. Rosaria, I guess? Rosaria, no overtime ever. Looks like an ice character, so let's see what there is about this character. That's a pretty nice outfit.
Me? I'm just another ordinary person. Church, work.
She is the voice of Natasha in Star Rail. Sorry, just had to mention that.
I just do what I have
everything I'm supposed to participate in. I'm trying to stay out of sight. Pray. Not for the gods nor the betterment of others, but for yourself.
She's a lance user, that's cool. I say, when you have a pole arm, you have to do some cool flippy swingy movements, because pole arms, oh, that's cool.
Everything is negotiable, except overtime.
Okay. I like her outfit, and I really like her, like, ice powers. I think it's cool she uses a lance. It's hard not to hear her. There's this character who's a doctor, like your first healer you get in Star Rail, named Natasha. Same exact voice. Same voice actress. I'm certain of it. Same exact voice. So it's kind of hard to listen to her and not hear Natasha. But so I guess she's like a priestess, but like a dark version of that. I'm not sure. Rosaria. Where do I want to put her? And we're going to put her in D tier. For the same reason that Kai is in D tier, even though I like him. Her trailer's short. It doesn't really tell me anything about her. It gives me hints that there's like some sort of dark edge to her being a priestess or something. And I do like the animations. I do like her outfit. Music's pretty good. I still don't know anything about her after that. And it's short. There's so little time on screen. So, interesting enough character. I still don't know what she's about from that trailer. So, I do have her. I just haven't used her because she's a 4-star character. So I did pull her at some point. I still know nothing about her even after all that. Okay, who we have next? Yan Fei, I assume? There's a character in Fire Emblem named Yan Fei. Let me show you. Who has the same exact name. So this is Yan Fei in Fire Emblem Awakening. He's the brother of this... No, that one. He's the brother of the samurai lady you get, named Seiri. Yeah, he dies. It's not like a big spoiler thing, but... He dies an honorable death, and if you can complete so many levels, you can get him back. But anyway, Yan Fei looks like a fire character. Can't tell if it's going to be a girl or a boy, but... Never heard of this character before, so we're going totally blind on this one, so let's see. Yan Fei. 3, 2, 1. Girl. Those earrings?
Only by adhering to the law can the people solve life's myriad of problems.
She's a tome unit. Okay.
Incinerate! Time for your arraignment! Anyway, my point is, you can always rely on me.
Okay. I think I'm gonna have to put her in D too. There's nothing wrong with her. Her voice is fine. I think that character is like the definition of average. Like there's no really interesting intrigue about her. She honestly has the voice of like a con artist or like a salesman or something. Nothing interesting really about her design to me. There's nothing really interesting about her powers to me. There's no interesting about her personality or her voice. That's like the definition of average to me. That's a very forgettable character to me, so. In fact, I'm actually going to put her in F because of that. She seems so boring to me for some reason. And I think sometimes being forgettable is almost worse than not, like, than someone you dislike. So we're gonna put her in F. That's just the... I did not find anything entertaining about that trailer at all. Sorry. Moving on. Eula, I guess? Flickering Candlelight. Don't know who this person is either, so here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Dance of Sacrifice, Act 3. Flickering Candlelight.
Oh, is she like a dancer? That's cool. Nice heels. Outfit's a little skimpy, but she's a dancer. I guess that makes a little bit more sense. Well, that's cool. The kind of the gentle guitar music they got going on in the background, that's pretty cool.
This was once part of a ceremony for aristocrats to show off their stature. Now it's just a private pastime. Vengeance will be mine. As a descendant of a fallen ancestry, I alone must break free from the chains of revenge. Shudder! Rack and ruin!
I do really like this like spotlight vibe they have on her. That's really cool. Gives you very much.
Are you here to spy on me?
No. I was just worried you might be in trouble.
Not yet. It takes two to tango. Shall we?
Huh?
That sounds like she's asking her out. I've seen these characters for 2 seconds and all I'm like, okay, those characters are shipped. I'm not surprised. My shipping jar is so sensitive. Okay, loving the yeah, I really like that they kept to the kind of the guitar beat in the background. Like this was like a tango, a dance. They kept that very dancer vibe with her throughout. I think she's actually looks like a broadsword wielder, which is interesting. Again, same thing with fire characters and water characters. You can do a lot of fun stuff with ice thematically. I like the fact that they kept this vibe of dancing the whole time with her. And yet they have this idea of like there's like this very restrained almost anger underneath. I thought she's pretty cool. I'd be willing to give her a B. I don't know anything about her, but like she seems pretty cool. I like her outfit. I think the shorts are a little too short for me, but I like the rest of her outfit. I like the sleeves. I like her heels. I think her design's pretty cool. I think as an ice character that she's doing some cool things there. And again, I like the commitment to the kind of dancer vibe. They have of someone putting on a performance, you know, and the idea that like a performance doesn't matter anything unless someone's watching it. And then I kind of like whatever the like little thing she's having going on with Amber at the end there. I'm just like, that's funny. So yeah, we'll give her a B. She seems pretty cool. It's funny how many of these characters I've never seen before because they have not been in focus or they're not characters that are like, you know, I guess people make a lot of fan art anymore because there's a lot of characters here, even though I've been in the fandom for a couple of years, like, a lot of characters I've, like, heard of, but never seen. Like, I've seen the names, so I've never actually seen them, like, artwork-wise, so it's interesting to see some of these. Okay. Oh, gosh, I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay, Kaedehara, I guess. Kazuha? Probably not pronouncing that right. Wandering Winds. This is another one that I know one of my Gargoyles really liked. I also went to a McDonald's and they had a Genshin Impact promotion, so I bought an apple pie from them to get the promotional art. And he was on it. That's all I know about this guy. So, without further ado, 3, 2, 1.
Solitary cloud. the setting sun.
Poet, I guess.
And the last line.
He has like an autumn theme to his outfit. I like that. Oh, nice.
Honestly, can't even finish my haiku without being interrupted.
I got a little like little remix going on in here. That's cool.
You're really going to trust me, despite my being from Inazuma. My mind is like a wind on the waves. It can change in an instant.
Kid, I think I got you figured out.
Oh, in that case, you saw this coming.
What, you mean these amateurs? I was saving them for you.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
That's the lady he was with on the McDonald's promotion.
My last line stirs the drifter's heart.
I know, right? They had a like some sort of promotional thing with McDonald's, and it had those two characters, that woman and this guy, on it. I bought it because I got like some Primo gems or something from it. I just thought it was funny. I went and got fries too. Anyway, that was pretty cool. Again, different in voice than I expected for that kind of character. I expected something maybe a little younger sounding. But I really like, I thought it was interesting how they have, like, a lot of these, like, he apparently is from Inazuma, I guess. Inazuma and Liyue are literally, like, so close in culture, like, things, like, that you can literally look at the characters and be like, hey, it's from one of those two regions. It's kind of weird that they did those two regions back to back, because they seem very similar a lot. Except for Inazuma apparently has way more issues. Apparently you can get struck by lightning there a lot. But, I thought it was interesting how they have, like, the typical, like, kind of flute stuff going, like, wind flute sort of thing going on in the background, because that's what they do for a lot of the wind characters. But then they have, like, these moments of, like, remixing it. I like that. It's different, It makes it so that they all don't run together. And I really like the color effects they use. Like, with all his sword flashes, it's not just green, there's a lot of different color effects. I like the fact that he has a very autumn-themed outfit. He also definitely takes me as a character that probably takes himself way more seriously than anyone else does. Again, if you're in the sunset, writing haikus to yourself. I like that one a lot. Where am I going to put him? B or A? We'll put him in A. I really thought the animation effects for his swordplay was really good. I like the split shot seconds in front of the sunset. I thought his vibes are interesting. And I like the way that they were kind of remixing the music there to kind of make it a little different than a lot of those other trailers. So I thought that one was that was interesting. Who we got next? I still don't know how to say his name because he didn't say his name at any point in the trailers. I still don't know how to say his name. Yes, I do know I knew the very basics of the Kamisato Ayaka, I believe. I know that she is the younger sister to Ayato, who is probably coming up soon. Who's a swords person. I believe she's an ice person. I know nothing about her besides the fact that she has an older brother. So let's see what we got here. 3, 2, 1. All these have very...
Tachijutsu is your honor embodied.
Oh, that's cool.
Your will revealed. The wielder's mind must be pure, tranquil. When you strike, be quick as lightning, cold as ice.
I like that she has like an old film vibe.
Master your blade and seize victory in a single motion, too perfect to be parried. These were the words of my mother. I have long desired to learn the blade work of another land. If I may, I would like to spar with you. Master of Inazuma Kamisato Art Tachijutsu. Kamisato Ayaka, present.
I like her outfit.
To make your acquaintance. Take flight.
That's really pretty, I gotta admit.
Kamisato Art. Sumetsu.
My lady, your form is as flawless as ever. Although, maybe try a softer touch, so no one gets injured.
Oh, was I hitting too hard? It seems I still have room to improve. Toma, before the traveler arrives, spar with me some more.
As you wish, my lady.
I do not know the traveler's skill with a blade. But I look forward to finding out.
I really like that one. That was a good one. I like, again, I like the music. This reminds me of the very strong, like, Japanese vibe they have, like, you know, going on here. It reminds me a lot of Fire Emblem Fates, which, again, as I've kind of brought up, is one of my, like, more memory, like, sort of thing for me, Fire Emblem games. I really like the ice vibes they had going on. That was just honestly really pretty trailer. And I might even give that one my second S rank. And here's the thing. I really like the character design. I really like the old film style they had in the beginning. The music's good. I really like what they're doing with the sword play and the ice. I like the kind of subtle storytelling they're doing in there. And the other thing I'm going to give it is that the thing I really like when they do in trailers is then they have them interact with another character. So I like the fact they show Toma at the end. Again, Toma is another character I only know because I know that he's shipped with Iato. I know a lot of ships that exist in Genshin Impact, and sometimes that's the only reason I know these characters' names. So, he's a fire person, if I remember correctly. I'm sure he's coming up soon, too. So, let's see. Where is she? I also like that she seems really sweet at the end, where she's like, you know, stern, cold, swords person. At the end, she has this interaction with Toma, and it shows her, and she's like, oh, pardon me. You know, like, those little interactions with other characters are very important, because, especially in a trailer, I think, because, so we'll give her our second S ranked here, because I really like those little, because then they tell you more about how the world interacts. Because any character can go monologue about themselves, but when you show them interacting with other characters, that tells you something. I like the fact that you give it the idea she has this whole stern, harsh, cold atmosphere, and then you see her like soften up a bit. With I believe Toma is supposed to be their housekeeper or something like that. He's a servant of some sort, or like a retainer or something of that nature. But you see her soften up like that, and then you see like a sweeter side to her. I think she's pretty cool. I'd like to see more about her story. That'd be like, again, I'm putting S tier people that are like, you know, just take my money tier. The ones that I'm like, after I see that, I'd be like, I'd be willing to pull for that person. They seem pretty cool. So, I like that trailer a lot. Say you, I guess. You who art in Minjana escape. I don't know who the heck this is, but... Alright. 3, 2, 1.
Recon confirms. No sign of the shrine maiden within a 3-mile radius.
Another kid. Dang it.
A windy day is a good day for a getaway.
Why do the kids run like that?
Sayu, Shumatsuban at your disposal. I'm out of here.
I think this was like a Tanuki hood or something.
Can I go catch up on my sleep?
And yeah. The trailer's not bad. But again, the biggest issues I have with it was it tells me really nothing about the character. I don't know who she is. I don't know what she has to do with anything. And she's a child character and she's a sleepy character. Those are both things I do not really care for in a character. So I'm putting her down here because I was just, again, I was looking at this character and be like, I'm bored. I don't know anything about this character. I'm wondering why she's here. It's nothing about that interested me at all. She goes in F tier. I've never heard of her before, so that's probably for a reason. Okay, let's see. Yoi Mia, maybe? Dazzling Lights in Summer. Not sure who that is, but let's see.
Hey, Pops, rise and shine.
That's a nice outfit. I like the reds.
Well, who do we have here? Welcome. You're just in time for the fireworks show.
No, Bope. She's like she's saying her sound effects. That's funny.
One, two, three. Beautiful, isn't it? If you like that, you're gonna love this. A festive reprise.
He's that lady again.
Don't even think about getting in the way next time. Although, if you wanted to make yourself more useful, you could try wearing something a little more fun and festive, or pretend to be a ghost to entertain the kids. You know, liven up the atmosphere. I can't just...
Yoimiya, they've already run off.
Huh? Hey! I wasn't done talking!
Fourth wall break there, like that. Okay. The thing I think is most interesting about that one is the characters. I like the fact for a fire character, they incorporate her with fireworks. That's pretty cool. I like that interpretation of it. I like the fact that like her when she's using a bow, her like arrows turn into like fireworks. That's pretty cool. I'm not really a hard sell for me on the bow characters, but that's pretty cool. I like that. I thought I like her energy. I like her outfit. I like the fact that she's kind of like, you know, again, fourth wall breaking a little bit there. Where do I want to put her? I think I'm going to put her in B. Because again, this is the very well made one. There's nothing necessarily phenomenally stand out about her that would say like, oh, I want to get her. But I thought her trailer was entertaining enough. I think she has a nice design. I still don't know. The problem is, again, she's missing any sort of character backstory. Like, I still don't know who she is. I mean, I think she sells stuff because I saw her carrying crates and she was talking to, like, I think, a grandfather or something like that. I will admit, when I saw the name in the past, I thought that was a guy, but apparently it's a girl. So, pretty cool. Trying to go a little faster to these things because we still got a lot to get through. This is the one that's the crossover from Aloy. So this is the one that was the crossover from Horizon Zero Dawn and now is like not accessible in the game at all anymore. But we'll watch it for the fun of it.
Aloy here. I don't know this world, but my arrows are sharp and my bow's ready. If your party needs help, I'll do what I can. This land has a past full of secrets, just like my world. I'll uncover all of it, if I have enough time. One world needed saving, now another. I'm Aloy, ready for the hunt. This'll pack a punch. The hunt is on. This is a new one.
Alright, it's a shameless crossover character. There's not really anything interesting to say there. I'm just gonna go in this one because, again, I have no interest in it. It's a shameless crossover character. I know it has nothing to do with the world. It's not a character you can even get anymore, so. Moving on. So that's Kujo, maybe? Sara, Thunderous Devotion. I'm really butchering some of these names, I'm sure. 3, 2, 1. Nice little rainbow mask.
Your foe takes unity between mind, arrow, and bow.
Another bow person.
Thunder speaks the will of the almighty Shogun. The duty of a Tengu warrior is to watch over the mountains and forests, while that of the Kujo clan is to guard Inazuma. I have agreed to fight by your side, and I will honor that commitment. On my watch, Inazuma will always be defended, and the will of the Shogun will always be done.
Like the black wing motif, that's cool.
To manifest eternity per the almighty Shogun's will. That is what I aspire to.
She seems like someone who would be an antagonist. Anyone who plays just like Eternal Allegiance to someone, usually that ends up being a bad thing. Okay, so here we go. This is her. I'm gonna give her a C. Again, I like the Tengu thing she's got going on with the wings and the mask. Just bows are kind of boring to me, and like I said, she seems like this typical like loyal soldier who would go to any lengths to serve, probably to a bad point. Since, you know, blind loyalty does usually end up not being a good thing. And there's not really much to her. She seems like a general, maybe. So, C. Oh, the Raiden Shogun herself. My feelings about this character. For the longest time, I didn't know her name, so I used to refer to her as the lady who pulls the sword out of her boobs. Because that's what every single time you see fan art for her, a figure of her, any promotional material, it's always the one of her pulling her sword out of her boobs. And I'm like, why is that a thing? Why? everything else about her design is fine, but that's just the thing. I've seen her on so much material that I'm just like, why is that a thing? And the worst part is that she's not even a sword user. She uses a polearm, I think. Why do you have to pull a sword out of your chest? Oh, Malin has... That's the way I refer to her. I know her name, but I would tell... Whenever I'm talking about her to Malin, that's why I told her. I'm like... Whenever I tell her a story, I'm like this... The Ryan Shogun. You know the lady who pulls the sword out of her boobs. And she's like, yep, got it. That's all she knows about this character and probably all she'll ever care to know about this character. But we've seen so many well done and less well done figures of her. You know, of the regular outfits and some more scantily clad outfits. It's just, this character I look at and the first thing I think is like, man, they must sexualize the heck out of her in merchandise. She might have a deep personality, she might not, but this is especially when you have the thing of her pulling the sword out like that, I'm like, people probably sexualize the heck out of this character, and isn't that a pity? And again, for like a while, she was the only other adult Archon there was, so I was kind of like, this is what we get. Anyway, I'm going to try and be fair. Try and be fair here. The alternate version of her in Star Rail is one of my favorite characters. So, I mean, maybe this, maybe there's some connection between those two characters. 3, 2, 1.
In the land of the Narukami, centuries pass without change. Deep in the heart of the city stands the lofty abode of the Raiden Shogun. She looks down upon her realm, at mortal joys and woes, and sees a world mired in impermanence. By mighty lightning, she rules over the transients. Trivial yearning and petty passion, they vanish like a mist, but the Shogun pursues, unfettered and unperturbed eternity.
That seems kind of evil.
Only through eternity are you closest to the heavenly principles.
That doesn't seem like a good thing.
Lightning is eternal. The world is but shadow. Fantasy can only survive with an underlying reality. Reality is the stillness buried deep beneath the illusion. This is eternity. Torn to oblivion!
And why does she pull a sword out of her chest? I just don't understand that. Like her braid, that's pretty cool.
Waking world, you seem woven from the stuff of dreams. All shall fade away.
It's funny, that's the thing that Genshin Impact and Star Rail have a lot of crossover, because the third world in Star Rail also has some kind of an overlay theme with dreams, and that seems to be a thing with this one as well. How do I feel about this trailer, though? I'm of two minds. Visually, I think it's interesting. I do think her, like, powers are interesting. The whole time I'm thinking, like, is she a villain? Because everything she's saying sounds not good. And the biggest thing I question is, like, why does she have a sword, but she's also got a polearm? Where do I feel on that one? See, the thing that's why I try my best to be unbiased, but some of these characters I already have very strong feelings about, so it's kind of hard to judge them. I think I can give her a B. It's interesting on some levels, but on other levels, it's just standard samurai affair with lightning. And that's cool. I like her design. I think it's pretty cool. She has, like, I like her braid. I think it's weird she uses a pole arm when she could be using a sword. B for boob sword. That's true. That's fair. There's just nothing that excites like me about her. Does that make sense? And mind you, I like a good, like, you know, I will take a good mature woman character. Like, I've had many of those I enjoy. Like I said, the alternate version of her, like, in Star Rail is a character named Acheron, but she's also a Raiden. Like, I don't remember what her title is in that one, but it's Raiden something. And Acheron in Star Rail is one of my favorite characters. She looks almost the same. She just doesn't have, like, as much flowy robes. And she has a sword in that one, too. And I really like her in the other one. But this one I kind of look at, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, she seems dead inside. So, like, it's a lot of flash and flare and a good, well-designed character, but I'm searching for the substance, and I feel like it's not there. Also, she seems like a villain. So I'm kind of like, I can give her a B. I think it's a well-made trailer, it's just not doing anything for me. Oh, and here's Toma. I was wondering when he was going to come up. Again, like I said before, the only thing I know about this guy is that he's shipped with Ayato, who we've not run into yet. Who I only knew because it's like a fire or water thing. But, I had this guy. I remember using him in a trial run, and I thought he was pretty cool. But I really don't know a whole lot about him outside of that. So let's see. 3, 2, 1. Also, just before I do the count off, he's also the only character in Inazuma whose name is easy to pronounce. Anyway.
The way I see it, housekeeping is a unique skill set. Cleaning, cooking, and mending are among my greatest strengths. I'm not from Inazuma originally. I took a boat all the way here from Mondstadt. Inazumans are definitely more particular about etiquette than Mondstadters. On that note, if you ever want my lady's opinion, you may have to coax it out of her. She's so polite, she doesn't always speak her mind. People whose attention is always focused on other people's weaknesses tend to expose their own weaknesses pretty easily.
I like this music.
Check this out.
It's a nice flip right there.
Supporting fire. Hey, how about we go for a nice meal sometime? My treat, of course.
His voice is also interesting too because it's definitely it reminds me of someone else. I don't know who, but his voice is like interesting because it has kind of like a little lilt to it that you almost could. This is gonna sound horrible. It almost has like one of those like. When I first listened to it, it reminds me of like either like a like you know like a or comedic sidekick. Has a sort of like kind of almost like gay vibe to it. I like the fact that he chats a lot in this one. Some of the problems with some of these Inazuma trailers is that they don't speak a lot, so there's not a lot to glean off the characters. But I like that he talks a lot, so you can immediately get a vibe for this guy. He seems like a warm and sunny personality. He kind of reminds me of like I will relate to I call them the Ryujis based off Persona 5. Kind of just your steady man who's just there with you, holding the front lines with you. They might not be the most skilled, most smart, or anything like that, but they're your buddy and they have your back. And he gives me that sort of vibe. He seems like he'd be a very comforting sort of guy. I like a guy in touch with his emotions, you know? So, we'll put him where I want to put him. liked it. I liked that one. We're gonna put him in A because I like that guitar. I like the guitar. I like the fact that he had a lot of voice lines. I like the, you know, fiery characters. I like there was a good amount of that in there. I like he had the thing with the dogs. Probably the biggest thing that's missing in that one is it's too short. I would like more. I'm also kind of basing, like, you know, if I was to watch these, would I pull for these characters sort of vibes. I'm going to say that's probably Goro. I don't know. The ever victorious pointy-eared general. That's a title. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Oh, because he's cat ears.
Remembering the meaning of battle and employing the right tactics to generate momentum, making your forces unstoppable. With momentum on our side and close camaraderie, we are unstoppable.
And another bow unit. Why are there so many bow people?
General Goro of the Watatsumi Island Resistance ready and waiting.
Oh, he's a dog. Okay. We're gonna explain that, or? I think they show him with the Traveler. That's at least nice.
Everyone on me! Thank you for your guidance. This is a victory that belongs to the both of us.
Okay. I don't know anything about that. Half animal ones are always a hard sell for me. But I don't think that was necessarily bad. I think that one's going to be another C tier. I think that was, like, again, very average. Music was fine. Design is fine. I really, again, with him, with all the cat girls that they keep showing up, I'm surprised they actually, for a moment I thought they didn't have any of the guys that had, like, the half beast traits. But I'm like, are we going to explain why you're, like, a half dog, I guess? But, again, another bow user. There's a lot of bow people. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like there's a lot of bow people. And, like, you know, I get the idea he's a general. Looks like a resistance fighter or something. I like the fact that they showed him with the Traveler. So, you know, I would say they're very average. Not memorable, really, but not necessarily bad. I thought his voicing was good. I thought the animation work was good. Just, you know, average. In a good way, but average. Some of these Inazuma ones, I admit, are really kind of blurring together right now. Okay. Iritaki Ito, I'm assuming. I'm pretty sure I know this guy. I think this is the Oni guy. Make one for the one, yeah, the one and only. That this is probably that guy then. He reminds me of this other character from Fire Emblem Fates, who looks very similar to him, but... Sorry, my phone's going off. We have very Persona 5-like music right now.
Oh, come on. The Vision Hunt decree is over.
Okay, start at the top. Oh, my beautiful Vision, I know you're up there. Oh, yeah.
Okay, this guy has an interesting attitude.
If you want to take my vision, you're gonna need a lot more people. Cause I'm Arataki Ito, the Supreme, the one and only. Now it's showtime!
He probably writes his own legend in his own theme song. The design is interesting.
Run away? No can do. Time to show you what it is that makes my gang stick around. Who wants some of this?
He definitely seems like someone who would, like, talk to himself in the mirror in the morning.
nice of you to join us, General Cujo. Are you here to make me beg for mercy too?
Final warning. Surrender your vision now, Arataki Ito.
Oh, but General, if you join the Arataki gang now, I can show you what dreams are made of. I swear, when I get my vision back, I'm gonna show her.
Boss, looks like it ain't up here.
Huh? I'm sorry, what?
Boss, I think this might be yours. Way down here.
Hey, you better wipe that smirk off your face. Okay, I'm coming up there.
I got so. Okay, I gotta admit that one was I have to give that one extra points just for the tone of it. All the rest of these Inazuma ones have been so like stiff, informal. I like this guy's attitude. He reminds me a lot of Vake from Fire Emblem. Let me show you what that guy looks like. So this is what the guy looks like. He reminds me a lot of this guy. I like his attitude. I like the fact that he's kind of casual, like has a lot of attitude. It's clearly not a little thick at times, like, but definitely someone who will like write his own theme song, write his own ballads. I thought he was. I thought that was a good one. I like that one. I like that. I'm gonna put that one in a B. I don't know if that's a character I would get, but this is a character that is the least distinctive. I can immediately recognize him. I like his attitude. I think it's funny. I think he'd be a great comedy relief character. And honestly, when you have a lot of serious characters, you need funny ones, you know? I like that. Memorable at the very least. I hear my mom laughing really hard about something downstairs. Don't know what, but she is. Okay. Yonjin, I assume. The true meaning of opera. Alright, let's see.
My name is Yunjin. It's such a pleasure to finally meet you, and I'd be honored to have you attend a performance sometime. The Yunhan Opera Troupe has been under my leadership for
It's an interesting outfit.
now. Life mirrors opera, just as opera reflects life. It's what I truly love, and it's what I will be pursuing for the rest of my life. Many of Liyue's legends are centered around stories of gods and the Adepti, so most operas focus on the supernatural too. But in this age of humanity, I would rather like to tell stories about ordinary people. I began my training in the art of the spear, hoping to enhance my performance in stage combat. I stuck with it, hoping to master the techniques of self-defense. I believe I've grasped the basics now. I dare say you'd better be careful when we're sparring together in the future. And step. Close up. Observe. Strike is one.
That was a lot shorter than I was expecting. It felt like it would have a lot more momentum to go further than that. Okay. So, I think I'm going to put her in average. I like the way she explained her story. I like the opera vibe to her. I think her outfit is unique. I just honestly thought that trailer was going to be longer. I don't feel like it did a lot to like really show her like battle capabilities, at least as a Geo person. You know, like at least with him, I could tell like, you know, it had like this kind of earth stomping sort of feel, but I didn't really get why she's a Geo person. So like, not bad, but I kind of, it felt a little short, in like just like it was just starting to get going before it actually did anything. Oh well. I think there's a reason why some of these characters are instantly memorable and some of them aren't. Let's see. Shen He, I guess? Crane in the Wild.
explains all the demonic activity. It was all you're doing. This ends now.
That's not Shenhe, I know that. He's someone else.
A cryo avatar. Who are you?
Demons are masters of deception. Never let down your guard.
Oh, she's got a cool design. A lance person. I like her little mirage thing she's got going on.
Unleash. Transfiguration. Mind be purged, world be saved. Cryo incarnate. This demonic activity is an omen of impending disaster. Perhaps Master was right.
Thank you for rendering your assistance. I see you're also an adept exorcist. Some of your techniques look quite familiar, so I'm wondering...
I am Shenhe. I roam these mountains. You needn't worry about me. But your temperature seems unusually high. Are you all right?
Oh, my popsicle. I almost forgot. Wait. Shenhe? Wait, so you're my... You're my auntie?
I like her design. I thought it was very cool. I like the mirage like thing she has on here. And the thing that this one's going to get a lot to get up on a higher ranking is, again, I really like when they have the character interacting in their world with other characters. Because in a well-written story, no character should be isolated. That's what a lot of these bottom ones have issues with. They feel like they're just out in left field with no connections to the world. I like the way she had with the dancing in the water. I like the red ribbon they had flowing through it. I also like her. I just like her appearance. I like she has like the sad eyes almost. And I like the fact that she has like, you know, gosh, what's his name? The little ice boy. I know who he is because he's shipped with the other little ice boy. The other little water boy. Can never... Just feel like it's something with a CH. So I think I'll give her an A. I really like her design. I like the, like, dancing on the ice things. I like her, I like the fact this one has, again, I really like the trailers that have, like, a little story to them. So it gives a little idea of the character's personality. She honestly kind of reminds me of Acheron a little bit. And I like that she interacts with, like, the little, like, the ice guy there. And, just liked her, like, dancing way of doing things. I thought she was cool. Thought she's neat. Anyway, next. Yai Miko, I believe. Anecdote of Divine Kitsune Guji. She's the fox lady, if I remember correctly. I know who she is because she's usually shipped with the Raiden Shogun. I don't know anything about her outside of that, besides the fact that she's a pink fox. So, let's see. 3, 2, 1.
I then found myself reborn as Guji Yai, leading shrine maidens in sacred matters, sipping tea and kneeling in solemn meditation, and making appearances to listen to shrine visitors.
Enough. Oh, this won't do. We're making a light novel here, not a dry documentary.
Huh?
And honestly, do you really think I lead such a boring existence?
No, not at all, Lady Gucci.
That's chief editor to you.
Yes, chief editor.
A light novel begins with pure imagination. For example, I must say, this is quite the cunning trap.
Shrine Maiden. Got that. It's very trickstery because that's how the kitsune are.
But have I walked into your trap, or have you walked into mine?
She really much reminds me of some. Oh, that's cool.
A sight to behold.
Gotta get that nine-tailed thing in there somewhere when you use a fox.
I admit defeat. Just do it. Exercise me.
Exorcise you? But I thought you weren't ready to return to the cycle. So first, let me show you what a cruel world this can be.
No.
It's so graphic. You'd never really do something like that, would you?
Splendid. When the reader starts asking that question, you know you've written a good one.
Sorry, I'm readjusting my pillows because my back's starting to hurt. I need to shift around a little bit. Alright. Okay. I think her outfit's pretty cool. I think she's a catalyst person, one of those tome people. Lecture clearly. I like the kind of sinister fox spirit vibes they got going on there. That's always fun. Where do I put her? Again, I like the idea that she's kind of doing something in the background. I think I'm going to put her in C. I like the vibes going on here. I just don't think there's enough of a, like, story thing going on. I don't have a lot to go off here. Again, Sinister Fox Spirit, I like the design. I like the electric stuff she's doing. It's just, you know, it's a little... The problem with watching some of these Inazuma ones back to back is that by the time you get to the bottom of the list, you're kind of like, okay, what are you doing that's different than like the last 3 samurai people I just saw, you know? So I think she's good. It's an average trailer. I'm just not particularly interested in it. I thought it was interesting in the Fox Spirit way. You know, and I thought that, you know, I like the personality that's coming out. The design's pretty cool, just, you know. Combat-wise, there wasn't much... I was really like, oh, cool. It was just like, alright. That was pretty good. I'm not blown away. That's the fun... That's kind of the interesting that's going to happen as we go along here, is that I think my bar is going to steadily get higher as I see more and more and be like, okay, what are you doing that's different than the others? So Kamisato Ayato, Fathomless Swirls in the Forest. So he's Ayaka's older brother. And I know he's shipped with Toma a lot. Who are both characters I've already rated kind of high, so good hopes for him. I tried him in a trial once, and I thought his attack style was pretty cool. But I don't really know a lot about the guy, so let's see. 3, 2, 1.
Do not expose your identities, and wait for the signal before you act.
His voice is also very, very familiar.
Grand festivals like this monopolize the Tenryou Commission's resources. Your timing is impeccable. Pity. you were all they sent.
Let's go for a stroll. We wish to discuss cooperation with the Yashiro Commission.
A humble suggestion. The Fatui would do well to update their intelligence concerning me. Ah, but of course, that would require one of you to return in one piece.
It's got a nice outfit. I love the long sleeves. Looks a lot like Shigure.
Cascade.
Like the kind of After Effect things they have with the water there. That's pretty cool.
You underestimate your foe.
If assassinating me was that simple, I can name a few rival clans who would have had an easier time over the years. Kamisato Art, Suiyu!
My lord, we failed to protect you.
I do not keep the Shumatsuban for the trivial matter of dealing with assassins.
Trivial?
So, what's the situation?
The operation went smoothly. The resistance platoon is hidden near Tenshikaku. Forgive me, sir, but taking this level of risk, it seems out of character.
Let's just say, I'm doing a small favor for my sister.
That's cool. I'm honestly usually pretty easy to impress the water character because I love how many different ways you can interpret water as an element. I like the way that they have like I'm a big fan of the Swords Master moving so fast that they leave behind after image. That's a very classic Fire Emblem thing to do. Like a Swords Master's moved so fast they would leave behind after images that would, strike. I think the fact they use that, but also the idea that water turns to mist that he leaves behind after images as he strikes. I like the fact that he has the same sort of Kamisato art thing that Ayaka has. That was pretty cool. And he looks a lot like Shigure. Sorry I keep going back to Fire Emblem games, but there's this character called Shigure who's like Azura's son. And he looks a lot like him. He has the same haircut and everything. It's crazy. I look at him and I'll be like, you look just like Shigure. But he also looks very classic samurai sort of vibes. And while I agree, I've been saying, a lot of these Inazuma characters are kind of blending together a little bit because a lot of them have similar vibes. I like the very classic Swords Master vibe he has going on. With, the click into the sword hilt. And, I like also the fact that he's, in a full, suit. But has, the kind of, traditional touches with the long sleeves. That's pretty cool. Also, I don't know if it's real or not, but, I remember seeing a lot of memes that showed, him having, he really likes boba tea or something. And I think that's just a funny thing. So where do we put Ayato? I think he's really cool. He's definitely a character I think I would pull for if I had the option. So I'm going to put him in A. Because that's kind of what it is. I would definitely pull for him if I had the option. I think he's very cool. I think, his design's awesome. I like the way they do the water blade. Classic sort of, samurai thing to do. He just seems like a really cool character that I probably would really like if I, saw his story mission. Okay, Yelane. I think we're almost about halfway on this playlist. There's a lot of trailers. I'm going to keep pushing until I can't do it anymore. I want to try and get through all this.
Leaving the city? It's a real jungle out there. They say there's this group of guys now who always come out in the rain, since it drowns out the cries for help and washes away any sign of a struggle.
She got dice on her, that's cool.
That all sounds perfect. waiting long? I figured. Well, the waiting game is over.
I always do love a character that has a dice theme to them. That's kind of like noir jazz tone we have to it. Okay, bow user. She has like neon lights to her. That's pretty cool. I mean, oh, like a sleeveless coat, like coat over the shoulders. That's kind of cool. She like invisible?
Gotcha.
That's cool. I'm sorry, I'm saying that's cool so much when I'm watching this. I think she looks cool. I've never really seen this character before.
Someone revealed my plans to you in advance, and you didn't think to run. What can I say? Much obliged.
I surrender! Please, let me go! You'll never see me again!
Oh, so now you're afraid. I'm sorry, but this is too little, too late.
No, wait! I know who gave you away! I'll tell you! No, I'll take you to them myself!
Smart decision. Get up. Chop chop. Let's go and play your friends.
She makes him pull it. I love it. There's something so fun about femme fatale sort of character, and I'm a sucker for anything that has to do with casinos and dice and playing cards, poker chips. I love those sort of themes. Seems really cool. Like, I don't know anything about her, but I honestly kind of would like to. I might have to put her in A too. Getting a lot of A characters here, which is not a bad thing, but she seems really cool. Like, I would love to, like, be the person that just follows her around as she does stuff. I thought her outfit's pretty cool. I like the idea of bows in the fact makes sense for her because she has that, like, kind of string thing she has, so that relates the bowstrings to my mind. That makes sense with me. I love the dice idea. I like this kind of, like, noir theme going on with her. She seems really cool. I don't know anything about her, but she seems really cool. Definitely seemed like someone who'd be shipped with some other beautiful woman. We'll say that. I'm learning so much tonight. Okay. Kuki, I guess. Shinobu? Jack of all trades. I think I know who this is. I know squat about them, but I think I know who it is by appearance. I think they're a ninja.
I wear a mask because I don't want to be recognized by anybody. I'm Kuki Shinobu, deputy leader of the Arataki gang. My primary responsibilities are to bring in business and maintain a stable team, as well as bailing out the gang from the police station. Being in the gang means having lots of free time. I often finish reading a whole book or even pass a certificate exam before I even realize it. Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out.
Oh, whip sword, I love that.
Shinobu, time to roll.
Don't tell me they did it again.
So I guess she's the second in command to the other guy, the Oni guy. Because she says she's part of the same gang. Again, I really like whenever they tell you how a character exists within the world. Because that makes the world feel connected. Where's her trailer? It is nice that, like, more consistently as we go on, more and more of these are higher ranking. So clearly they got better trailers as they went on. I think I'll put her in the same rank as her boss here. I love the ninja vibes. I love a good whip sword. I just don't think there's anything in there that's doing anything extra memorable that would make her go higher than that. But I think it's a well-made trailer. There's not anything that would be necessary, like, I'm going to remember that, I'm going to look for this character, but... Interesting. I like a... Who doesn't like a ninja? Ninjas are cool. Glad he's going to say this for me, because I'm going to pronounce it now and get it totally wrong. Gosh, how do I even say it? Shika Noin Heizu? That's probably completely wrong. Cyclone of Investigation. I'm feeling pretty tired too, bro, honestly. I don't know how many more I have left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 4, 6, 7, 3, 8, 3, 9, 4, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3. Yeah. I don't know. Let me reevaluate. I don't want to be up all night. Let me see if I can get to 40. Or at least to the next region, which should be Sumuro. And I might have to call it a night, because I honestly, I should have started this at 6. I didn't realize it was going to take so long to get through all these trailers. I might have to take a break, because I don't want to be up past midnight. So let me do a couple more trailers and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I don't know how to say his name, or her name, but this character is happening next. 3, 2, 1.
Shikanoin Heizo, sharpest and most
Shikanoin Heizu? That's a name, I guess. I literally just got this guy when I was playing the game the other day. That's a name you can have, I guess. That's certainly not memorable, but anyway, sorry. Reviewing.
The name Shikanoin Heizo, sharpest and most successful detective of the Tenryou Commission. Detective agencies spend too much time investigating extramarital affairs and tracking down runaway pets. And it goes without saying that fighting thugs and fetching things isn't my kind of work. A true detective uses their smarts to outwit criminals.
He reminds me of Goro Akechi.
You keep following the clues until you find the culprit. And you don't stop until every last piece of the puzzle is in place. There are always those people who resort to violence at the very last second, as if that'll somehow solve their problems.
He sounds like Akechi from Persona 5. Maybe it's also because he's a detective.
Fracture. Confess.
Let's just hope the rain hasn't washed all the clues away.
Okay, interesting concept. His character definitely seems like one that we will be on a knife edge on whether that character will be engaging or annoying. Because the prodigy detective trope is one that it can be very difficult to pull off in a way that you don't either make the guy seem like a jerk, or you don't make them seem like someone that's, like, not competent. So, we're going to put him in average. See, we're on... Who we got next? Let me see where we are in our thing. So we got all of Sumuru, and then all of Fontaine, and then a lot of Notlin. Okay, so where are we at right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 36. So we got about 41 trailers left. We've already been going for a few hours. I started a bit late tonight, I admit. So, It's 11:30 right now. Like I said, I don't really want to be up awake later than midnight. And I still have like a few things to do before I go to bed tonight. So, how about this? The intention was to try and get through this all in one sitting, but I think I started a little too late. I started at 8 o'clock. We're now here like 2.5 hours later. So, I'm going to pause this challenge here. Because I also think I need to take a little bit of a break. Like, also, the headphones are just starting to hurt my ears. And also, I think that I need to walk away for a little bit so I can come into some of these trailers a little bit more fresh. So I don't, like, start getting, like, just mental burnout. So, I'm going to leave this here. What if we come back tomorrow at maybe 6 o'clock, 7, and we do the rest of the playlist. We're over halfway done, I think. So, why don't we come back to this tomorrow? Let's take a look at what we have so far. So, right now, in F rank, we have Fischl, Kiki, Mona, Diona, I don't remember how to pronounce that, Yanfei, this person whose name I don't remember, and Aloy. So, a lot of kind of forgettable girls. In D, we have Kaya, Jingling, Jingyan, who has a weird country accent for some reason. Rosaria are in D rank, only 4, which is not bad. And C rank, we have Kiching, Klee, Ganyu, then Tenru, Sara, Lady, Goro, I believe, Yujin, Yamiko, and whatever his name was, detective guy. Then we got B rank, we have Albedo, Hutao, Eula, I remember her name, but, the fireworks girl, Raiden Shogun, Ito, and then Ninja Lady. And then A rank, we have Child, Zhao, Venti, I think it was Kuzuhara, Toma, Shenhe, Ayato, and Yelan. And then for S rank right now, Zhongli and Ayaka, which I'm actually kind of surprised about. I was afraid that the only people that were going to be in the S rank were like my favorite characters. But I'm glad to see that there another character that I'm not very familiar with. I just was really impressed with the character and they got to S rank. So, we got about 40 maybe 41, I think, more trailers left. More demos. And I'm also getting tired. I've been sitting here for a while. My back's hurting. And my ears are definitely hurting from the headphones. So, I'm going to call it here for tonight. I will come back tomorrow evening. Tomorrow's what, Sunday? If not tomorrow evening, then Monday. But definitely an evening stream, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, somewhere around that time. And I will come back and watch the rest of these demos. I'm really enjoying this so far. There's a lot of characters that I knew a little bit about that I enjoyed. But there's also a lot of characters that I've never heard of before that I've been enjoying their trailers. This is good for me. To want to play Genshin Impact again, I need to want to play the game for some reason. So seeing some characters that I do want to get, or at least see their storylines, is good. This is good for me. So, I hope that everyone's enjoyed what we've done so far. I've enjoyed everyone who's came to chat. I've been glad for everyone who's been here watching this with me. Thank you for joining me on this sort of journey here I'm doing right now. And I'm not sure if we're going to do a crochet crochet stream tomorrow or not. It's Sunday, so they'll probably, I tend to just get really busy on Sundays. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But if all goes well, evening chat tomorrow, we'll finish up the rest of the demos. And thank you all for joining me. And now I'm going to go to bed before it turns into morning and we get past midnight.